Good evening, everybody. It is still December 6th, 2022, and I am happy to announce that the Sonic the Hedgehog guitar build is in the drawing phase. Yeah, looks pretty awesome. Got the right shape. I think the size looks good. Going off my pictures that I found on the internet, gentleman had this guitar made custom. I don't know who the original maker was, but I'm going to be using this exact neck. I'm going to use chrome hardware, chrome bridge. This is just a mock-up bridge. I did order the licensed Floyd Rose bridge already, a decent one. Not, you know. And then I've got a really hot humbucker chrome. I'm going to go with chrome hardware. I know the original has black hardware, and that would look cool too, the black hardware, but I think the chrome would really stand out. And I'm going to actually carve I'm going to try to make it 3D. I'm definitely going to carve the spikes just on the front side of the guitar. The back side of the guitar is just going to be rounded and flat, but I'm going to try to use the wood filler and make it, you know, like I like to do, like I did on the Bart Simpson, the Pac-Man, the Ghostbusters, and the Popeye guitar builds, kind of like similar. I'll probably Dremel down the eyes and then color them in black. I don't think I'm going to Dremel down the nose. I'll leave that flush with the body. And I think with the input jack on the guitar, the example guitar, the input jack is actually up here. Or is that the strap? I think that's the strap. I'm not really sure. The input jack might be there. I'll have to look at different pictures, but yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm going to use the same color scheme with the skin tone here. White, black, and then I'm going to use actually the anodized blue like I did on the Ninja Warrior #2 guitar. If you remember that guitar, it has the anodized blue. But what I'm going to do is I have this other paint that's a tinted blue anodized paint, and what you do is, what I'm going to do on this guitar is I'm going to paint it with black primer, then I'm going to use silver paint, and I'm going to paint it silver, and then I'm going to do the anodized, it's a colored clear. So, and it's going to look really cool. It's going to look like shiny metallic blue. And I think the original guitar this is just a painted, you know, the top is painted. That's completely like airbrushed and painted. But I'm actually going to try to carve these bits. And definitely the fins. I'm going to try to make them as 3D as possible. Without going crazy, of course. And a volume and a tone right there, just like the original. And I think it's going to be really cool. It's going to be a lot of work, but I think it's going to be amazing. I think what I'll do on this one is, I've got this bed frame wood that I glued together, a bunch of slats, and it's solid wood. I'm not sure what kind of wood it is. It might be oak or another kind of hardwood, and I think it's 3/4 inch or 1/2 inch. And I'll use that on the top so I can carve that really easily and not have it too bad. And the back side will be another piece, so it'll be really cool. So. Alright, hope everybody's having a good night, and we will see you when I start to get some more work done. Yeah, I sprayed the Popeye, the 2K clear coat on the Popeye guitar earlier today, and it turned out amazing. Tomorrow morning I'm going to touch up with the paint. Usually the 2K lasts 2 days in the can before it goes, you know, before it hardens, actually cures in the can, because, you know, it's got the two-part catalyst where it actually hardens. So I still should have another day with the leftovers in the can, and I'll take a paintbrush and then brush it all in. But yeah, I think it's going to turn out really good. I'm not going to carve the back, and I'm not going to have any kind of graphic on the back. I think I'm just going to have it just anodized blue. So just the front's going to be carved and painted with the different colors. Like I said, the flesh tone on here, the white on the teeth, the white in the eyes, the white on the shiny part of the nose, the chrome or the skin tone on the ear, and then anodized blue. It's going to be really cool. And I'm using a reverse headstock too, and that's going to be pretty wicked. And I'm going to paint the top, the front of the headstock, the anodized blue color. So it's going to be the same color as the blue. And I'm going to leave the back of the neck. I might treat it with something, maybe oil, like maybe I'll do like Formsby, you know, the oil finish on there, and I think that'll like seal it in there and make it shiny, because right now it looks like it's completely raw and untreated. So yeah, it's gonna be really awesome. All right, like I said, hope everybody's having a good week so far, Tuesday. And we will see you when I start getting more progress done on this one. Alright, we'll see you in a little bit. Good morning, everybody. It is December 7th, 2022, and it's time to continue refining the sketch. As you can see, I made a second sketch this morning, and the subtle difference is I actually shortened the picture this way slightly. I kept the length because I like the length. To the left here is the original drawing that I came up with yesterday, and this is the one that I created this morning. And let's see if I can get them both together here. Yeah. You can see that the differences are minor, but I think this is flowing better for me because I think this sketch was just a little too top and bottom. It was too long, I think. And going by the original concept drawing again, it seemed like the head was a little bit more circular, and this was more oblong, and it kind of looked a little bigger in a sense. I did make a few alterations, minor cosmetic, like made the ear little, as you can see between those two. It's like almost like one of those pictures where you look back and forth and spot the differences. I added a couple lines. I don't know if I'll use that or not. And I made the nose just a little bit longer, I think, for a little effect. And I think that's pretty much it as far as the. And then I did bring it a little bit further down, and I just took this on PowerPoint. I've got it on PowerPoint, and you're able to adjust the picture. You can manipulate the picture. You can do all kinds of stuff. So all I did was I took the cursor and find my cursor. I use my big screen TV as my main computer, so I basically just took this picture of the original guitar. I matched it up to the first drawing from yesterday, and then I just took it and I grabbed the arrow at the bottom there, and I just pulled it up. You can manipulate the picture. Let me show you. You can manipulate it any way you really want to. You can make it any kind of way, and then you can undo your changes if you don't like it. Top left there. So, and this is the shape that I came up with, and then that's the proportions. And I think overall, I think I like it better. I'll have to, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to get the neck and all the mock-up equipment, or the parts, and then see how they fit together. But yeah, I wanted to give you a quick little update. Let me grab the parts and the guitar neck, and then apply it to the drawing, and we see where we are. We'll see where we are. And I think this is going to bring have the knobs a little further down, and it's just going to look better. I think it's going to be more centered. And I think as far as stability, this guitar is plenty big for stability, so I don't have to worry about the Floyd Rose, making any kind of stability issues. And I'm going to put a big enough tendon on here, like on the original drawing, that it's going to have plenty of wood to fasten to. So yeah, I like this better. So here's the differences. Like I said, I was going to do it last night. It got kind of late. It was like 1, 2 in the morning. But all right, so let me get the stuff out, and then I'll be. Alright, back. I got all the parts, the mock-up parts put on the body drawing, and yes, it's definitely way better than it was, I do believe, because proportions look right too. As far as these proportions here, I was looking at it before, in the eye and where the mock-up bridge would go. Like I said, this is a mock-up bridge, so the bridge would be roughly about right there, and it'll be perfect. And then I'll countersink the cavity for the bridge right there, and it'll be right in line with the original drawing. So yeah, this is way better. So this is perfect. And I think the shape of the body too is a little bit, the overall body is smaller, and I think it'll look really cool when it's got the depth. And like I said, I'm gonna carve these bits, but yeah, there we go. All right, I'm satisfied with that drawing. So start getting the wood together, and the next step will be actually to cut out the wood and see how it goes from there. But yeah, all right. And I'm liking the chrome hardware. I was thinking about going black, but I think the chrome would just set it off. It would just make it so, because I'm gonna have that anodized blue, so it's gonna be like the see-through chrome blue. So I think it's gonna be really cool. And I did find out with the input jack, It's going to be like roughly here. And I think what I'll do is I'll use a Jackson style. See if I can find an example. Yeah, Jackson style input jack. Let's see if I can get under there and show you. That one right there on that guitar. Kind of like, you know, the bell-shaped input jack. And that way I'll face it like that way, so when you plug it in, it'll go straight like that, so the cord will be coming out here. The strap button will be right there, and I'm assuming the other strap button will be on the back of the neck. And I'm going to cut the tendon probably to the 7th fret usually. I usually go to the 6th fret, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I drew the lines to the 7th fret there, and then I'll cap that off, and then it'll give it plenty of room, you know, plenty of wood girth, so it'll, you know, hold the neck solid, and it won't hardly be any shifting. I mean, there always is a little bit of shifting because it's wood and they're putting tension in the strings, but yeah, all right, I think that looks cool. And it's just total access to the 24 frets, 24 fret neck. So, and I like the quality of this neck that I got. So, all right, hope everybody's having a good day, and we will see you soon. I did touch up all the parts on the Popeye electric guitar build with the 2K clear coat, and I did do all that this morning, and that's turned out really good. One spot in the back, but there's always, you know, little spots, and you know, can never be perfect. I always try for perfect, but it's always gonna be one little spot, or just, you know, microscopic, and it's purely cosmetic, and it's just, you know, me inside my own head trying to make it as perfect as possible. But these things happen. I mean, bug flies in the finish, and you have to try to correct it, and then you can see it somewhat. At least, you know, I know it's there. A normal person looking at it wouldn't have no clue. But all right, anyway, it's babbling on. But all right, we'll see you soon. Good morning, everybody. December 8th, 2022. And I'm in the garage, and I just wanted to show you it's time to continue work on the Sonic the Hedgehog electric guitar build. These boards came from an old bed frame that we used to have, and we're no longer using, but we saved the boards just to kind of, I don't know, one day maybe do something with them, whatever, whatnot. So they were just laying here. I was thinking, you know what, I'm going to put them together. So over the last day or so, it's still drying. I glued together 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. And this is going to be like 21 inches height. And the width is probably about 48 to 60 inches. So perfect size for a guitar. So I've decided I'm going to use this piece that I glued together, and as you can tell, this wood is the wood glue. If you know wood glue, you know it's very sturdy, and it looks ugly right now, but I'm going to sand it and make it pretty. But I'm actually going to make the Sonic the Hedgehog guitar out of this wood. So what I'm going to do, I do believe the Sonic the Hedgehog guitar is 22 inches, or 20 inches, or 21 inches high, or 21 and a half inches. This is 22 inches actually. 21 and a half inches height, and the width is about 20 inches. So I've got enough here for 2 pieces, and I'm going to have the top piece and the bottom piece. And like I said, you'll see the next step is going to be to let this dry fully, and after that I'm going to get some sanding block. And I don't have a planer. If I had a planer, this job would be so much easier, but I'm going to sand it flat and make it perfect. And then I'm going to cut out 2 20-inch sections and then lay them on top of each other, and then we're going to get the actual cutout. We're going to take some scissors and cut out the metal, or the paper template, and then we'll lay it over the top, and then we'll cut out the body. So, and these joints are super firm. I mean, they're already super firm. I've used this wood glue before. I've actually used 2 types of wood glue: the Gorilla wood glue here, and then the Tight Bond 3 Ultimate wood glue. And this is a very common item, and that's what I use to bond all these. So just wanted to give you a quick update where we stand on this. This is going to be, and the transformation is going to be so awesome, so complete. And I chose this wood. I'm not, you know, this wood, I'm not sure what it is. It looks like some sort of, it's a hardwood for sure, because this wood is very dense, very thick. But I don't think it's maple, but it's probably, I don't know what it could be. I'm not a wood expert by no means, but all right, so just wanted to show you where we stand real quick. and we'll continue with this tomorrow. I'll cut it out and do what I said earlier. So let this wood glue dry really well. Just a little wet spot there, but it's already been setting overnight, so it'll be 2 days. And I took out any like nails or any kind of, there was a bunch of staples and everything in there, so it's gonna be cool. So this is what the Sonic the Hedgehog guitar is gonna be built out of. So I hope everybody has a good day, and we will see you soon. All right, we'll see you in a little bit. All right, I decided the glue's had enough time to dry, so I'm gonna go ahead and sand it smooth. Try to make it level as possible. I got my sandpaper and sanding block, and I'll get some sanding on this and we'll show you the results. So let me show you how it looks before I start sanding. Pretty raw looking, but then I found I got a screw or two, or staple or two I missed. All right, we'll see in a little bit. All right, quick update after about an hour or so of sanding. Oh man, it's looking good. If I had one of those machines that would level it out real easily, you just pass it through a few times, but I kind of like doing this by hand. I mean, it is what it is. I don't have a planer, so I gotta do it by hand. But yeah, it looks pretty good. All right, let me blow it off, see what we got, and we can cut. I measured the paper cutout, and it's 24 inches. Wide, so let me cut 2 pieces exactly 24 inches. That gives me a little bit. So let me get out the scroll saw, and I got my tools, so we'll see in a little bit. Let me blow it off, see what we got. All right, another quick update. Yeah, it's looking pretty flat. I did a really good job. I mean, it was a lot of work, and I'm really tired from that, but I got me my 224 inches pieces marked out, and I took off for the end scruffy bits on both sides. So let me get the scroll saw going. I could use a circular saw, but I got these brand new blades for the scroll saw. I want to try them out, and I think there'll be tearaway on the circular saw because the blade on that's pretty old. So let me get that queued up, and we'll be right back. All right, this is cut 24 inches by this way, 22 up and down, and I got the good. Put the good bits on the back and the top, and both pieces are looking like they're fitting pretty flat, so I did a pretty good job. I did sand on the other side slightly, so it looks like they're pretty good. There's no major gaps and everything, so we're good to go. So I got my good template out. So what I'm gonna do now, it looks cool already, get the scissors and cut out the template. Then we're gonna temporarily we'll go next step. All right, so let me cut this out, and we'll be right back. Well, I'll cut out the template, the scissors. All right, got the paper cut out, as always. I'm trying to find a good position on the wood, so there's not any major, problems. Like I see there's a knot here, and I guess that'd be okay because I could always fill that in. But I was kind of wanting to get the neck joint or the neck tendon on an actual strip and not in the center of two. But I guess on the center of two would actually add stability of the two. But no, this will be fine. So the next step is going to be to draw this out on the wood itself, and we'll get that knocked out, and I'll be right back. All right, got the shape drawn out on the wood, and I think I got the knots in check. There's a knot here, but I don't think it'll affect anything because the bridge will be right there. And when I countersink, and I can always fill anything in, but I just want to be stability wise. But I think it's going to be really stable. And as far as, and that wood glue is really good. So all right, so I can put about 3 screws, probably 4 screws, maybe one here, one here, one here, and then one up here, maybe 5, I'm not sure, to temporarily connect the pieces together. That way when I cut, they'll be permanently set. Or not permanent, but that'll set both pieces of wood. That way it won't move around or anything. All right, we'll see you next step. All right, got the screws, the 2 pieces temporarily screwed together. I decided to go with 4 screws. Hopefully those won't be in the way of anything, but if they are, I can always move them. But all right, so I got the scroll saw and my brand new blade on there. Tighten it up just a little bit more. All right, and we're gonna cut this out, and this will be a fairly simple cut because this pattern is way easier than a lot of ones I've done in the past. So we'll see when I cut it. All right, we'll see. All right, quick update. About halfway done. Whew, taking a little break. Oh man, tell you, it's kind of strained on the back, this thing, the way I got it set up here. So, alright, so let me finish cutting the rest of it out, and we'll see in a bit. Alright, got the shape cut out, and it looks pretty awesome. I love this part. Let's check it with the paper cutout. And there we go. Alright. Sonic the Hedgehog guitar body has been cut out, and I look like I did good. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. That's gonna be pretty bad to the bone. Whew, I tell you what, I am tired. That looks great. Alright, so next step is get out the orbital sander, and then you know, get some of these edges really nice. Make sure these points are perfect and get in there the best I can. But yeah, it's looking pretty good, and I think I got lucky with the solid wood on both sides. There's no major depths or anything like that, and I could fill in any imperfections. So that looks pretty cool. I'll have to sit at my lab. Let me sit at my lab. Let me turn it around. Let me take a look at it. I'll be right back. Alright, let's take a look. First time after the cut wood, putting it, see how it falls into your lap. Uh-oh, that's not good. That sucks. Made a big old mess for myself to clean up, but that's okay. Alright, let's take a look. Wow, that's pretty cool. And then the input jack will be right there. So, and then the neck, actually, I might have liked to put the input jack somewhere else. I'm not sure if the input jack there would be good, but yeah, I think that's going to be pretty sweet. But alright, it looks pretty good. We'll see in a bit. Alright, got the orbital sander queued up. I got the good. Clean up some of these lines. Let me show you what I'm cleaning up. Some of that, and then put a good roundness on the bevels and try to get what I can. Alright, we'll see. Alright, quick update. I made the edges nice and smooth. They're not perfect, I'll still work it, but it looks pretty good. Alright. Awesome. Alright, so the wood is cut out. So the next step is going to be to get out the Dremel. I'm losing daylight, so I'm probably going to call it for today. I got quite a bit done. But tomorrow we're going to get the Dremel out. And of course, I remember, as I said, before the end of the day, I might actually trace the pencil bits. That way I know where everything's at. But I'm going to try to carve these and make them 3D, because when the paint's applied, the anodized blue paint, I want it to have a 3D effect. And then I'm going to carve, I'm just going to carve a lot of the stuff and have like the ears can have an indentation, and then I'll use the wood filler and everything like that. And then this ear is actually going to be a little bit lower than the rest of it, and then I'll do the Dremel parts for all the different bits like I always do. So alright, so everybody's having a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow or the next day. Probably put together the Popeye electric guitar tomorrow, so that's something to look forward to. So alright, so we'll see you soon. Alright, another quick update for today. It's pretty awesome. Look for portions of right. Yeah, the neck pocket I got drawn in. And next step with that will be to X-Acto blade it and then Dremel it and make it look cool. Can't wait to get some color on this. I'm going to try to shape it as best as possible, like I'm saying. But alright, so made a lot of progress today. I think it's going to be cool. This body's pretty sweet. It's not too heavy. But when we get all the other bits in it, with the Floyd Rose and everything like that, so it's going to be really cool. So alright, hope everybody's having a good night, and I got to clean up my mess. And we will see everybody next couple days on this one, so be pretty cool. Alright, Sonic the Hedgehog. Alright, we'll see you in a bit. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing on this clear, frigid day here in Central Florida? Wow, it's like in the middle 30s. Feels pretty good. Still not cold enough to see your breath, but it's pretty cold. And it's time to continue work on the Sonic the Hedgehog guitar build. And the plan for today is to install the neck. Possibly install the bridge, the Floyd Rose bridge. Definitely Dremel out and cut out for the shapes. Maybe do a little carving. As far as we can get. We got pretty much all day. It's Sunday. So we could even cut the pickup cavity and do some wiring. I mean, sky's the limit. I plan on drumming down, about that far on the eye and then the ear, and then of course carving all the other stuff and then making it as 3D as possible. It's going to be very killer. I might even carve out the white for the eye there, or for the nose, the shiny part for the nose, so that'd be cool. But I'm going to leave the teeth, flush, so it's going to be very cool. So all right, so let me get the neck going and separate the two layers. Just to recap, we cut out the wood from this saved wood from actually bed frame that we had that we don't use. So took the wood and glued it all together with the Type-On super wood glue, and we're gonna make a really cool Floyd Rose type guitar out of the Sonic the Hedgehog. So yeah, so let me get the neck out, and then I got all my tools as always. And no mess yet, but I'm sure I'll create a mess and get everything going. All right, we'll see you next step. All right, wow, it is cold. It is frigid out here. My fingers are getting cold. Anyway, so positioning the neck, and I drew out where I want to cut it out. And there we go. There's the cutout. Whew, it is cold out here today. So all right, so I'll separate these layers and cut out the neck pocket, and we'll see you on the next step. See ya. All right, got the two layers separated and got the scroll saw queued up. It's time to cut out for the neck pocket. All right, let's see when I get that. All right, perfect cut out of the neck pocket. And I'm gonna take my piece that I did cut out, the extra piece from the top, and make me a slight neck tendon. That's gonna be kind of tricky, so fingers crossed on this one. I think it's going to be about that thick, so because I don't want it too close to the body, but I don't, because the Floyd Rose, I don't know if I'm going to countersink this one. I might just ride it on top the Floyd Rose this time around, because that'll be fine. Because to countersink, I don't know if it's thick enough. We'll see though. I think it might be though. We'll see in a little bit. All right, got very lucky, perfect cutout of the tendon using the it was kind of tricky. I didn't use a guide, I just kind of freehand it, and then I sanded it to where it needed to be. And I think that's going to be the proper height of the neck on the body. So let me put the neck on there and we'll see what we got. I think we got the perfect height. And we're going to go ahead and glue in the neck tendon, get it set in there, and then we'll see how we did. And then we'll actually attach the neck to the body, and then we'll figure out all the other measurements. All right, see you in a second. Alright, got the neck pocket dialed in, trimmed off the little bits, rounded it really good with the files, put a little body filler so the neck sits exactly the same place. I think that's going to be awesome and amazing. So I got my back plate on and my screws, and I got the drill with marked out, hugged up. So let's get the neck and let's drill it in there. That way we can figure out exactly where the bridge is going to go. All right, we'll see that. All right, I went ahead and marked my intonation line. So we're right there. So I'm going to get the bridge out, the Floyd Rose, licensed Floyd Rose bridge, and then we're going to sketch out where it's going to have to go. All right, we'll see you next step. All right, just wanted to show you. I recorded this earlier, and for some reason it didn't record. I got the phone plugged in, as you can see the wire. But yeah, we got the bridge installed, and it is looking awesome. And I got the neck dialed in perfectly, and like I explained earlier, I actually took the neck back off and I shamed off probably about 1 centimeter on the forward side, and then I planed it perfectly, and now it sits perfect. As you can see the gap there, and same thing on the other side. It's perfect. So just wanted to show it to you. It looks pretty killer. Got the phone on the charger, so I'm doing my best with this, but yeah. All right, so the next step is going to be to figure out exactly where the bridge will go. So I marked out my measurements, and let me get my bridge out and then dismantle it, and then we'll take the next step. See you in a minute. Alright, got my lines marked out for the bridge, and I marked out where I'm going to get the posts, and I've got my proper drill bit for my posts, and we're going to go ahead and drill the post for the Floyd Rose, and then we'll see how we did. Alright, we'll see you when we get that done. Alright, got the bridge posts installed, and it's looking pretty good. It's getting right on the money, right on my lines, so we're good to go. All right, so next step is to trace out, check it out. I'm gonna do a string test real quick before I'm gonna install 2 of the saddles, and then do a string test, and we'll see you next step. All right, the string test determined everything was good to go. So let me go ahead and take the neck off, and then we're going to cut out for the bridge block and for the whammy bar cavity, and we'll get that going. And I think I am going to countersink this bridge just a little bit. And I think we have enough room in the back, and we just won't, the back cover plate won't be countersunk, it'll be on top. So, and I'm going to make a access panel plate for the pedometer. And I'm going to add a kill switch too, I forgot to mention that. So yeah, let me get that going and we'll see in a little bit. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and drill out a pilot holes, a couple of them, and then we're going to scroll saw back up here, and we're going to drill out for the block of the bridge. Alright, we'll see in a little bit. Alright, reassembled the bridge, successful block cavity installation, and I think this will be good. Once I Dremel down a little bit further on the other side, and I Dremel for the spring cavity, I think it'll be perfect. But yeah, I think we got plenty of room up and down. And let me show you the cavity, and I reassembled the bridge. Alright, so next step's going to be to actually get the Dremel out, and I'm going to Dremel down just where it's flush, maybe a little bit on a few cents on the other side, but more or less just flush. So we're only going to go down like about that far or so, and I've flipped it over, and we're looking good as far as the block, as far as depth and the springs. So I think we're going to be perfect as far as that goes. All right, so let me get the Dremel out, exactly the cavity that I'm going to cut, and then I'll be right back. All right, marked out the 2 separate depths that I'm going to Dremel down. I got my Dremel, I got my fresh end bit. I had to buy a new one of these, my old one went bad. So this layer right here is going to be a little deeper, and then a little bit shallower on the 2 ends. So we'll get that done, and I'll be right back. I already scored the edges with the Dremel, or with the X-Acto blade, so that way there's no wander, no tear out. All right, I'll see you in a little bit. All right, sun's out, feeling good out here. It's actually warming up. Yeah, I countersunk the bridge, and I got it on the kind of a low setting. And there's plenty of room up and down, and that'll improve when I drill out for the spring cavity in the back. But I just wanted to show you the 2, see if I can see the 2 separate, and I'll sand that, make it smooth and perfect. But yeah, it looks pretty good. All right, so next step is going to be to turn it over and then cut out for the spring cavity for the bridge, and I'll see you in a sec when I mark that out. All right, marked out where I'm going to have my spring cavity, and I marked the depth on the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and Dremel that out, and we'll see when I get that done. See you in a bit. Alright, cut out for the bridge spring cavity, and it turned out pretty good. Alright, so I'll pre-drill the screw holes for the screws, for the claw, and then see if we'll install the bridge and see how we did. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright, install the bridge, and the springs are looking good. I think that's going to be pretty awesome. Alright. I think we're good on the back as well. Yeah, I got the spring cavity. Now I'll make some adjustments and tweaks and, you know, shimmy out. Hopefully that should be enough room as far as the screws are concerned. I can always add some more screws if I need more tension. But yeah, I think that's going to work out pretty good. So, alright, so, whew, that was kind of an ordeal to get that just right. Alright, next I'm going to mark out where I want the pickup to go, and then we'll go ahead and dismantle all this and then cut out where the pickup's going to go, and we'll see you next step. Alright, as always, I'm going to use a chrome very hot pickup, and I'm going to use the coil split function. This pickup has a coil split, so we're going to have a coil split pedometer volume knob, a regular tone, and I'm going to add a kill switch on this one. I think that'd be really cool to be able to have that cut in and out effect. I think the pickup is probably going to go generally right there, so I'm going to trace it out real quick where I want it to go, and then while I got the pieces all together, I'm going to settle on the exact spot for the volume, the tone, and the kill switch, and then drill all the way through the body through while I got it connected. That way I know where everything is going. And then we'll separate these two pieces, and then we'll cut out for the pickup cavity. All right, we'll see in a little bit. All right, I've drawn out where I want the pickup to go. It'll go right there, and then the volume, the tone, and then the kill switch go right there. So that'd be pretty cool. All right, we'll see in a little bit. All right, I got 2 layers separated. I drilled all the way through both layers, and then I did the pilot hole just on the top layer. So I'm gonna get the scroll saw back out, and we're gonna cut out the pick cavity. All right, fingers crossed. We'll see in a little bit. All right, successful cutout for the pickup cavity. All right, now time to figure out the wiring and time to figure out where I'm going to put the input jack. As you recall, I'm choosing to use the pickup jack that's like the the Strat style pickup jack right there. And I got to figure out the exact placement, so let me do that and I'll be right back. All right, when you're putting it on your knee, your one knee goes here and your right knee goes in this particular fin. It seems natural to maybe install the input jack like right there. And see the way it's angled, if you can see that, it'll actually come out in this direction. So it'd actually be pretty cool right there. And as far as the strap buttons, I could put a strap button on the other side, like somewhere in this vicinity, but we can experiment with that when we get to that. But I think the input jack there, because normally I think I would put like the strap button somewhere in that vicinity, but I think the input jack is more important, so it kind of trumps that. And we can always put the input jack, or not the input jack, but the strap button somewhere on the back of the instrument there, and then behind the neck pocket, or we'll see, it could even be as far as up here. You know, we'll experiment. That's the good thing about trying to figure this out when we're prior to any pain or anything going on there. We can figure it out. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna put the input jack right there, so I'll cut out for that, but then we'll flip it over and figure out all the wiring and stuff. Okay, we'll see you in a sec. Alright, wiring is going to be fairly simplistic on this one since how it's passive pickup, but we're going to have the push-pull pot, and I'm going to use my standard push-pull pot I always like to use. Yeah, there, right there, and that'll be for the volume. The tone will be right there, just a standard 500k ohm pot. And then for the kill switch, I'm going to use one of these, and it's just on-off switch, and it'll go from the hot lead. It'll wire, I'll wire it, the circuit from the hot lead to the, when I wire it, and you'll see. But yeah, so that's basically the, and then connect these two, obviously. That's right there. It's going to be the wiring. So let me go ahead and get the Dremel tool, and then there'll be a ground from the bridge, but that'll be on the other side. And then I'll just drill through the pickup cavity all the way to the spring cavity, and then that'll fish through right to there. So it'll be pretty cool. All right. Yeah, it'll go through this side, and then it'll go right through, the channel there. So let me get the Dremel tool and route this out, and then we'll be back in a little bit. All right, I dialed in everything, got the input jack cut out, and then I got some body filler to make it perfect. All right, next step is going to be to I marked out with pencil where I want the access panel to be, where we can access the pedometers and everything like that. So I'll get the scroll saw, get that back out, and I'll separate these layers. But before I do that, I'm just gonna go ahead and drill a hole for the ground for the bridge. So let me go ahead and do that, and then I'll get the scroll saw and then cut out that back access panel plate. All right, I'll see you in a little bit. All right, we cut out for the access panel plate, and we are looking good. All right, we're close to the glue phase. I think if we get to that point, we glue it all together today, I think we're gonna make some severe progress. Yeah, so got all the wiring done. Everything looks pretty good so far. Yeah, and then after we glue it together, we could do some body filler on the sides, some Bondo on the sides, and get all that squared away. And then we can start working on the the Dremel bits and cut everything out. But yeah, getting some progress done. All right, starting to get chilly. I might have to put the coat back on. All right, we'll see in a bit. All right, I think we're ready for the glue phase. Pretty simple. Everything looks pretty good. I did the courtesy cuts as always. So let me go ahead and glue these two pieces together, and we'll see you on the other side. All right, see you in a little bit. All right, successful glue phase. We are one piece, and it's looking awesome. All right, so it's getting kind of late. Someone's going to be setting here shortly, so we've been at it all day. So I think what I might do before I finish and clean up is put some Bondo filler on the outside layer, and you know, the two pieces together, and then call it a day. But yeah, we've got a lot done today. All right, we'll see. All right, this will be a final update for today. We lost daylight, so we're inside the house. We got a lot done. Got the body filler all over the body, and it looks pretty good. So, all right, battery's about to die on the phone, so got a lot done. All right, we'll continue with this one the next day or so, and we will see you soon. Hope everybody's having a good night. Whew, I'm tired. Good morning, everybody. It is December 19th, 2022. It's time to continue work on the Sonic the Hedgehog electric guitar build. All right. Now before we last update, I filled in the body filler on the top and on the back. I sanded the top and the back, and now I'm going to do the sides and make everything pretty, and then cut all the Dremel bits. I just want to show you, like, see, there's the difference between, I did the top a little bit, and I'll make it more perfect, of course, but and then I'll get all the rest of the sides looking like that. So, all right, so we got some progress done, but it's crazy, so we'll see a bit. All right, just a quick update. Got the body filler sanded, and it is looking awesome. I spent like the last 2 hours or so getting it all, and I did the if you can see the contouring, I started doing a little bit of the contouring of the his hair, and next is going to be the etching. I'm going to get the Dremel out, I'm going to etch all that, but I just wanted to show you how good that turned out. It looks really cool in the shadow, and I did it on the back somewhat, not as to the extent as the front, but yeah, getting it nice and smooth. Sides are looking pretty good, and when I get the body, the ugly face part 2, the wood grain filler, it would make all that look absolutely perfect. So yeah, it's getting there. All right, so like I said, now I'm going to get the Dremel tool out, and I'm going to Dremel down the eye bits. I've decided I was going to do it, and then all the lines I'll do the Dremel, and then I'm going to take the ear down probably about 1/4 of an inch to give it a real cool 3D look, and then do all the other bits. But all right, just wanted to catch up. That looks pretty awesome. That looks pretty cool. So all right, it's getting there. Whew. All right, we'll see in a little bit. All right, another quick update. I've been carving away. I got all the Dremel bits done, and I've been working at it all day long, just doing the carving. I'm going to take my time with this one on the carvings, but I think it's looking amazing. It's turning out pretty awesome. See the shadow of all the different layers. Yeah, with some paint, and of course I'll do the body filler, the ugly face part 2, of course. But I just wanted to show you how wicked that is turning out. That is looking amazing. Yeah, I've been spending the majority of the day, but yeah, it's so worth it. Wow, that looks awesome. All right. It's just so cool. And I'll work on it and perfect it some more. That's just a work in progress, but yeah, that looks awesome. do the full string up test tomorrow. Run out of time today, but yeah, just wanted to. There's no rush. Just wanted to take my time and get the carving bits right. All right. This will probably conclude today's progress on the Sonic the Hedgehog electric guitar build. But yeah, amazing. Loving that. That is so cool. Gives it like that whole 3D look. And, you know, all by hand, so. That is so cool. It's turning out really good. Alright, hope everybody has a good Monday night. And we will see you tomorrow. Continue working. Clean up my mess. And we will see you soon. Alright, actually I lied. One more last update. I just wanted to show you inside. If it's a better lighting. Just a real quick. Just wanted to show you. Looks pretty killer. Not too bad for a bunch of wood planks. I mean, come a long way. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's gonna be awesome. Yeah. Cool. All right, we'll see you soon. Hey, back again. It's still the same day. I just wanted to show you one extra update that I did. I did this line here for the lip there and the nose. Let me show you. Yeah, pretty cool, the lip, because when I go to paint, that'll be the flesh tone. And then the nose, I added the line. And then for the eye section, the white section, I added that line right there. It's pretty cool. And on the back, I carved out for the nose. So figured that was kind of appropriate there. So yeah, so that line right there for the white for the eyes. And then that line right there for that. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. Oh, and then I reshaped the one right eye just a little bit. Carved a little bit off the side just to make it more like this eye. Just minor stuff that, you know, I'm always trying to perfect everything. But yeah, that's going to be pretty cool when it's painted. But alright, we'll see you tomorrow. Alright, good evening. Decided to go for a second round on the Sonic the Hedgehog electric guitar. And I've decided to do something special with the back cover plates. And I've designed this right here, like his back of his hair. It's kind of like the spikes of a hedgehog. And then I'm going to do the Dremel down of the left ear. And then on the back, I've changed my mind as far as the nose. I'm going to go with the line like that. And still have the line and still color that black on the back, but have it straight. So I'll fill this in that I cut out. And then I already did the X-Acto blade on the 2 extra points, and then I'll take the Dremel and I'll do like I did on the front, and then I'm going to make the back cover plates in this shape here. And seeing how they're going to be not countersunk, I'm going to go with the 1-ply black material. I'm going to paint it the same color as the blue metallic. You know, you'll see the anodized blue color that's going to be, and I'm still going to use the silver screws, and I'm probably going to put a screw like right there, right here, right here, right here, right here, and right there, and maybe one there, we'll see, but definitely only 2 on that. So right now I'm cutting out that shape, tracing over that shape on there. I'm going to cut it out scissors, and I'm going to get my black pickguard material, and I'm going to cut that out, and I'm going to get the Dremel tool. I figure I get this done tonight, and then tomorrow it's supposed to rain all day, so I'll do a full string test indoors. So let me get all this done first, and then we'll be ready for the string test. All right, we'll see you in a bit. All right, got the Dremel that I countersunk the back ear, and then did the spots, and then did a little bit more on there, and I'll perfect that and everything. All right, so now I'm going to cut out the get some pickguard material, and I got my 2 templates. And we're going to cut it out. And since I'm going to paint it, I'll just use white. That way it's easier to see. So let me get some pickguard material, and I'll be right back. Alright, got the scroll saw queued up. I got my pickguard material, and I got my shapes traced out. And we'll cut them out real quick, and we'll see when I'm done with that. Yeah, alright, got my 2 shapes cut out. Looking pretty cool. Alright. And then let me get the body, and I'm planning for the body and see how it looks. Alright, we'll see what it's like. Alright, the body looks pretty cool. Alright, let me figure out where the screw holes are gonna go, and I'll be right back. Alright, got my hole placement. I'm gonna put 2 on this one. I might go with more, might go with 4, 1 on each side, but we'll see. Yeah, 2 might be good enough, but we'll see. Alright, so let me get screws out, get some screws out, and then cut the holes, and then countersink for the screws, and then go ahead and install these 2, and that should do it. We should be good to go for string testing tomorrow. Alright, we'll see you in a bit. Alright, got the back access panels cut, countersunk the holes, and I got them installed, screwed in. It looks pretty cool. That's something a little bit different, but it definitely goes with the, the hair, the hedgehog. So, alright, looks pretty good. Alright, and I guess that'll do it for tonight. I can take these and sand them and make them, pyramid shape, you know what I mean? So they're not flat up and down, they're more rounded. That's why I gave a little extra room around the screws. That way it'll blend in and it'll look perfect. Alright, looks pretty good. Alright, and we'll see you tomorrow and do a full-on string test. Alright, see you then. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? It is December 20th, 2022, and it's time for a full-on string test of the Sonic the Hedgehog electric guitar. Alright, so I got the body and all my parts and everything like that. So let's get the neck out, install the tuning key, and install the nut, and we'll be right back. Alright, got the nut installed, went pretty smooth. I love it when they go smooth. Okay, I got the tuning keys, we'll install them, and I'll be right back. Alright, installed tuning keys, went uneventful, went pretty good. Alright, so now let me get the body back out and install the bridge, and we'll be right back. Alright, got the bridge installed. Let me install the neck again, and we'll get some strings on it. Alright, we'll see in a little bit. Alright, got the neck attached, and it's looking pretty good. I did a quick string test, and it looks like all the measurements are right in the center, and the accent looks perfect. Alright, let me get some of my cheap strings on there, and we'll see how it goes. Alright, we'll see in a little bit. Alright, got these strings installed and looking pretty good. Looks fairly centered. I mean, I wish it was a smidge more that way, but this is fine. As you can see. I mean, I can shift the bridge a little bit, but not exactly in the center, but it's really close. Just me being picky. But alright, I'm going to get the rest of the strings on there. Be right back. Alright, installed the strings, and it is awesome. Plays amazing. This is a nice neck. It's gonna need some work, of course, like all these necks do. They got a couple high frets over here, but other than that, let these strings stretch a little bit. I'll get it to pitch, get a basic intonation. Got some fresh 9-volt batteries, so hopefully we can get a good tune. And I'll let you hear how it plays. But yeah, it's the accent is like perfect. Once I get that dialed in, I mean, it turned out good. That is just amazing. Yeah. And what we got left to do is figure out the strap button placement and install the truss rod cover. But we'll do a full string test, sound test. But it's really resonant because this wood is solid wood. I mean, it's pretty awesome. So, alright, so let me get that done and we will see you in a little bit. Alright, let's see if I can position the camera. I know the light in here is kind of rugged, but I got the guitar in tune. and it's looking pretty good. I wasn't able to get a good intonation because it's fairly close. I mean, let's see if I can get more in frame. Let me move this back a little bit. I'm prepared, right? But because the tuners I have, the audible tuners, they don't want to pick up the lower registering notes. But yeah. But as you can see, looks pretty awesome. Sonic the Hedgehog guitar. And after I put the strap buttons on, I did some carving in the back. I'll have to show you that. And I had some cool stuff with the yeah, I think I already showed you guys stuff with the access panel plates, but it's really resonant. And this neck's gonna need work, of course, because it's, let's see if I can get it more in frame, but since here how resonant it is. Hands are completely dry. But hear how resonant it is? Yeah, I got a couple bad frets here. Right there. But other than that, I can fix that with leveling, crowning, and polishing. But let me see about... Almost sounds like a way solid body guitar. I mean, remember it's bed frame posts that I glued together. It's bed frame posts. Floyd Rose, licensed for Floyd Rose. I mean, it's, this bridge plays awesome. This neck just feels really fast. You can reach all the frets easily. You can eat all 24 frets. It feels pretty good in the lap. Like you said, your knee kind of, I don't think I showed this before. Your one knee hits here, right there, and then your other knee kind of goes right in the fin. So I think that's where it's going to be a really good spot for the strap button. So the next step is going to be to figure out the strap buttons. And normally I'm going to put one on the opposite side of the neck plate. And I've been looking on the pictures of the guitar that this is inspired from, the original guitar. And he has the strap button right here on the fin. And that makes sense. And it's below the line, it's above the line rather, the plane line, the straight level line. And it's out of the way when you're sitting and playing the strap button, and you can still wear the strap when you're playing. So it's when it feels completely solid. And I think it's going to sound awesome with that pickup that I got specifically for this guitar. Wow. It's just amazing. Hear how it resonates. These are the really bad strings, the really crappy strings. So anyway, I'll do a better sound check in the other room when I get the strap buttons. Alright, so let's figure out the strap button place and then install the truss rod cover. And then we're ready for Ugly Phase Part 2 on this one. Strings are stretching a little bit, so it might be a little out of tune, but and the Floyd Rose is right on. It is right in. I'll switch the camera around and I'll show you how good it all turned out. But alright, we'll see you in a second. It's kind of a long test here, but we're right back. Alright, back. Just wanted to show you how well the Floyd Rose turned out in the action where it sets. Beautiful. That is just amazing action. And I've got room to adjust up and down. And like I said, I love that neck. The neck feels, it's kind of chunky in a way, a little bit. Not a lot. It's not like a C, it's more like a D-shaped neck, but it's just awesome. Alright, so next step is going to be, let's do the easy of the two. Let's install the truss rod cover. So I already got my drill with the correct bit, so let me find the screws and then we'll adjust that, or we'll install that and we'll be right back. Alright, real quick before we get that installed, see I've got both different types. This traditional Jackson style truss rod cover, but I do have one of these ones. And because I think this guitar has pointy bits to it, I think the pointy would actually look better there than the standard Jackson one. I'll have to look at both and see which one looks like it suits it better. But the headstock's going to be painted the anodized blue, similar to that color. You know, with the body, of course. But yeah, I'm digging that. That's not like the traditional, let's see. Like I've said before, let's see what I've got. Like the traditional Jackson style on the Ninja Warrior guitars that I've done. Yeah, but I think that one shape, because it has the pointy bits, yeah. We'll go with the pointy one this time. If we change our minds, we could always change it. So, alright, let me get that installed and we'll be right back. But yeah, that is just stunning. I love that shape and it just fits so well. And I love that I did the reverse headstock. So, alright, we'll see you in a bit. Alright, installed the truss rod cover. It's looking good. Right in the center. Perfect. And I think that shape is the better choice. Alright, so now we're going to do the strap buttons. Like I said, I'll flip it over. And I'll probably put one in the back of the, where I usually always put it. Maybe a little bit closer to the body, seeing how the, the neck tendon is so far out. Probably like put it like there. And then let's try right there. Let's try it. Alright, we'll see in a second. Oh, sorry, right there. I'll see you in a little bit. Alright, installed the strap buttons. This one was not easy to get to. And I still don't think it's 100% flush, but I think that'll be fine. Because you can't reach it with a standard screwdriver because the body's in the way. So the angle, I mean, it would have to be way out here. So I took the bit and I got a little wrench and slowly but carefully put it in there. Hopefully it was worth it. So getting it out, it's not going to be easy, and getting it back in, but we'll see. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I got my strap. And we'll see if it hangs properly. Alright, fingers crossed on this one. We'll see in a little bit. Hey, it's me, and I got the strap buttons put on there the first attempt. Well, you know, tricky attempt as I explained earlier. And what do you think? You think I nailed it and think I got it right where it needs to be? Well, ta-da! Perfect. All right, let me go set up in the other room so I can put the camera on the tripod and I can show it to you. But yeah, it's hanging pretty good on my big old belly. New Year's resolution, I'm gonna lose about 30 pounds, so wish me luck on that. So, all right, we'll see you in the other room. All right, we got it set up in the other room. Just wanted to show you how it hangs. Just the camera as always, a little bit further down. But yeah, get some basic sounds. Of course, just how resonant. And these strings are stretching, of course. I just tuned it, but feels good though. Bear with the bad tuning, but these are really crappy strings. I'm gonna do what I did earlier, call it Cthulhu here. I always mess up just the one fret or two that I need. Here. Second fret on the first shoe string. But I'll level crown and polish all that, so. And that's cool. Heavy metal rocking out. Anyway, alright, just drawing a blank on what to play. It's like major raining outside. There's some really bad cooking going on in the house over there. I mean, it smells just rank in here. It's just whatever they're cooking in there, it's just so it's kind of distracting me. But yeah, next step is going to be the body filler phase. So I just wanted to show you how cool it turned out. All right. And we will see you on the next step. This will probably conclude it for today. I probably will start to Ugly Face Part 2 is going to start your way pretty soon. But then again, there we go. Hope everybody's having a good day here in this rainy, dreary day in Central Florida. Sonic the Hedgehog guitar. Yeah, and the strap, as you can see, it's awesome in that spot. So that was a good reference point taken from the original guitar. So, all right, pretty cool. And I'm gonna refine some of this, of course, and make it look pretty cool. And if you've seen earlier the pick guard that I got planned in the access cover plate, make it look like one of its head, I don't know what you call that, thorn spikes, hedgehog. All right, and we will see you soon. Take it easy. Alright, Ugly Face Part 2 is in full effect. That's just the first very light layers. I'm going to go with light layers and build up probably about, 6-7 layers. But yeah, it's looking as it should. It's drying. Got the fan on. So I'll let this cure for a little while and keep layering the coats. Alright, we'll see you in a little bit. Alright, a quick update on the Sonic the Hedgehog electric guitar build. All the wood grain filler has been applied and it is looking good, as it should. I mean, ugly face, of course, but once I sand this and make it perfect, it's just gonna look amazing. So we'll let this cure for a day or so, and then we'll sand it and make the body completely smooth, and then we'll apply a 2-in-1 Krylon, my favorite. This good stuff. Yeah, it's gonna be amazing. And then we'll start with the base coats of silver, and then anodized blue clear coat. It's gonna look amazing. It's gonna look so killer. So December 21st, 2022. Just finished, as you recall, with the Lisa Simpson primer coats, and that turned out amazing. So, all right. Hope everybody has a great day, middle of the week, and we will see you soon. Continue. And I've got a couple surprise builds in the forecast. Just a hint. I want to do a Ryu from Street Fighter 2. That's going to be absolutely amazing. And I want to do an Ace Frehley from Kiss torso guitar in makeup. Full makeup, probably from the Love Gun era, and have it like a torso similar to like the Popeye guitar with Ace Frehley in his costume. That's going to be wicked. And then got the double neck Big Mouth guitar, and then the Ninja Warrior guitars, dog shaped guitars, and the Betty Boop guitar, and the Pegasus guitar. There's just so many to come. So stay tuned, and we will see you soon. Everybody has a good day. Good morning, everyone. It is December 21st, 2022, and just wanted to show you a quick update on the Sonic the Hedgehog electric guitar build. Yeah, this is kind of like what I'm going for. Ugly Face Part 2 is in full effect, as you can see. The back bits are completely covered in the wood grain filler. Also on the front, let me show you that. And I'm going to paint these the blue, anodized blue color, so it's going to look really cool. And I'm going to actually shave down and make them more rounded, so it's going to look really cool. But yeah, just wanted to show you before I start sanding. It's a little bit rainy today, so I don't know if I'll be able to get to it today. But just wanted to show you how cool that looks. I love this part of the build because it's ugly, it's bumpy, but when I sand it, it's going to be perfectly smooth as always and look perfect. But yeah, what I like about it is it gives it a uniform color and the tone. You can't see the individual slats of wood anymore. So that's pretty cool. All right. And we're going to see, and we got Lisa Simpson in the same state. So I got to sand on both of these and start applying some primer coats and get them primed and let them set for a while. And then we can start with the color and start working on the finish. It's going to be awesome. So, all right. Hope everybody's having a good day. and we will see you shortly. Stay tuned, there's many more to come. I was looking at wanting to do a Ryu from Street Fighter 2 guitar build, and also a few other ones that. Good morning, everybody. December 22nd, 2022. It's a little bit chilly day here in Central Florida. It's cloudy, perfect day for what we're gonna do. Time to continue working on the Sonic Hedgehog guitar. Just wanted to show you how it looks. Ugly phase in full effect. So we're gonna sand it and make it beautiful and apply some primer coats, and I'll start making it pretty. So alright, so we'll see when I get some sanding done. Good afternoon, everybody. Got rained out, so we'll have to call it quits for today, but we did get some sanded. Just wanted to show you the progress. Looks pretty good. Got the front and the back and some of the sides sanded. Yeah, and I'll perfect it tomorrow when it's not raining. So it looks pretty cool. All right. Just wanted to show you some progress. So hope you have a good day, and we'll see you tomorrow to continue. Good morning, everybody. December 23rd, 2022, and we were continuing to go on the Sonic electric guitar build, and it is freezing here in Central Florida. Nice clear skies, but it's in the low 30s, and it is cold, but it's not raining, so that's a good thing. All right, so we'll continue on, and I'll see you in a little bit when I show some progress. All right. Alright, quick update. It's been several hours and I got it sanded smooth. Ugly phase part 2 has come and gone, and it's looking pretty good. It is friggin' cold. It's still like in the low 30s. It's not getting any colder. I've had to go inside and warm up periodically. I don't know how smart this is going to be to apply primer coats on here being so cold, but I just wanted to show you how well the sanding process did turn out. It turned out fairly well. And when I put the primer coats on there, I'm going to sand it smooth still if I missed any spots, but just wanted to show you how it looks pretty good. Alright, so I got it on the hanger, as you can see, and I'm going to blow it off real good, and then we're going to try to get some primer. I'm keeping the primer inside, so it said minimum around 50, and it's definitely below 50, so we'll see how it goes. If it starts going south, then I'll stop, and then we'll have to continue when it warms up a little bit. But alright, fingers crossed, and we will see you when I get some primer on there. See you in a little bit. Alright, just a quick update. The primer coats went very, very well, and the sanding was really good, as you can see. Yeah, now it's a little dark out here. Hopefully the light picks it up. But yeah, it's turned out really better than I expected. The cold weather actually does help with the paint, because when you do it in a warmer climate, I swear it just runs and does all kinds of weird stuff. But let me take the hanger off and go in the sun so you can get a better view. And I'll take some more pictures inside, of course, but let me just swing it around here. Wow, look at that. And of course, I'll sand this primer when it cures in a couple days to make it even more perfect, but I think it turned out really well. And it's really cold out here, so the primer's kind of, it's drying a little, but I think it turned out really cool. Yeah. Very cool. So, alright, so I'll have to stay out here for a little bit longer and kind of air dry so it's not as odorous. And then we'll take it inside and I'll do another video update up there. So, just wanted to show you. It looks really cool. Yeah, sanding. And the ugly phase really paid off this time. So, alright, we'll see you in a little bit. Good morning, everybody. It's a fine day here in Central Florida. It's chilly. It's below freezing, but it's time to continue work on the Sonic the Hedgehog electric guitar build. As you recall, we did the primer paints and the sanding, and it turned out pretty good. But seeing how we're inside and I got an area set up, I like to do a sand of the primer, but I like to give it a day to cure after that, because I found that when you sand and then you paint, sometimes it could have reactions. But since how it's so cold outside, I don't really want to paint outside anyway, so we're going to do some sanding. I got my 320 grit sandpaper, and I can go a little finer if I need to, and I'm just going to see whatever's obvious and everything. So let me get it down, and then we'll start sanding, and then we're going to do the fretwork today. Got the both necks up here. Both these guitars, the Lisa Simpson and the Sonic the Hedgehog guitars, need the sanding process done, so I'll probably do that today. And I might accomplish both fretwork today. And I was thinking on the Lisa Simpson guitar to do Lisa on the frets, but we'll see that, and then we could always paint the headstock and everything like that. So, but first steps first, let's get this guitar on the my table here, my makeshift table, and do a little sanding and see how it looks. All right, we'll see in a little bit. All right, we're inside. One last quick update, and just looking great. Wow. I know I say this every single build, but it's just like trying to perfect the finish, trying to make it more and more. We still got the base colors of the paint, but as far as primer goes, it's becoming very good. So I just want to give you a quick overview. Better lighting here. Yeah. Now I went with the 2-in-1 Krylon, the lighter color primer, because we're going to be painting it the anodized blue color. Most of it, of course, except for the eyes, which are going to be white, the black, the white accents in the eyes, and then the flesh tone in the mouth and the ear section. And then black, of course, the eyes. But yeah, pretty cool. Alright. Turned out really well. So, alright, and we will continue work on this. Let this cure for a day or two, and then we'll go with the base coats of silver. It's going to be pretty awesome. Alright, we'll see you in a bit. Good afternoon, everyone. It is December 29th, 2022, and it's time to continue work on the Sonic the Hedgehog electric guitar build. As you remember from before, we sanded the primer really good. It's had a couple days to sit, and I think I'm going to go in multiple layers of paint to kind of make it perfect. We're going to go with the first round of silver base coat. The paint idea for this guitar is going to be the silver base coat. I'm probably going to cover the whole guitar in silver base coats, and then maybe do a second round of silver after sanding the first. We'll see how it goes, and then after that, then we'll do the blue anodized, and then if that turns out pretty good, then we'll do all the white, the black, the white, the flesh tones, and everything else. So alright, let me get the paint out, shake it up real good, and we'll be right back. Alright, the first coats of metallic silver have been applied, and it's looking very cool. Yeah. I mean, with the silver you can faintly see some of the, the body lines. I mean, that's with any guitar. It's just me being picky. When all the layers of paint are on there and the 2K clear coat on top of everything else, it's going to look amazing. But yeah. Alright, so we'll let this sit for an entire week, and then we'll go ahead and do the anodized blue. Thought about doing this in one step, but I think the more layers the better. This is going to go over the top, and it's going to give it, and this is just a blue colored clear coat, and I still got to do the back pickup cavities, silver. I got to sand them a certain way, but yeah, the clear coat, it's a clear coat, and it's a gloss clear coat, but it's an actual yeah, it's a clear, it's not actually a paint, so it's a tinted clear. So this is just going to tint the silver this color of blue, and it's going to give it the anodized blue look, so it's going to look really killer. So alright, it's looking pretty awesome. All the lines are looking pretty good. There's no major, no drips, no paint mess ups, no bugs. I love spray painting in the cold weather. It's actually better. It seems like the paint doesn't want to run as much. You can go crazy. So, all right. Hope everybody's having a good day as always, and we will see you soon. I gotta go store and get some different color paints for Lisa Simpson. I thought I had some yellow, but I'm out of yellow. So, all right, and we will see you soon. All right, one more quick update on the Sonic the Hedgehog guitar build. The silver base coats of silver have been applied, and we're inside, and it's looking pretty good. It's still wet, of course. Let it dry for a week, but I just wanted to see if I can take it off the hanger here. Yeah, no problem. And take a look. Ooh, how it looks. Yeah, pretty killer. Yeah, and those shadows of the lines, I think those will disappear more with the blue anodized, of course, and the 2K clear coat. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. There's a little spot right there, but I think that I'll sand that and maybe go with another round. You can always sand this this coat and then go with another round of silver, but looks pretty killer. I mean, it's getting there. Not bad for some wood planks. It was basically underneath the bed. So, all right, we'll see you soon. Good morning, everybody. It is December 29, 2022, and it's time to continue work on Sonic the Hedgehog electric guitar build. As you can see, we're going to work on some frets today and the neck in general. Plan for today is to level crown and polish the frets. Address any fret ends. Yeah, they're pretty sharp. So address all the fret ends and then get to the point where we get all that done. And then do a coat of silver paint, reflective silver like we did on the body, on the front of the headstock, so we can match everything. And I think I'm going to keep the wood raw. This is pretty much raw wood. I really like the raw wood feel. It could stain over time, but that's fine. It's got a rosewood fretboard, so it's you know, it's like a trade-off, so I think that's acceptable. So, all right, so we've got our basic tools. Got our fret rocker right there. We've got our straight edge. We've got a fresh 320 grit sandpaper on my leveling beam. It's got the tape, you know, it's got the adhesive on the back side. And then I've got my StewMac fret end file, which is really cool, and I'll address the frets. I've got my centered Z file from StewMac as well. I've got two of them. They're both pretty good. They're diamond. I've got my Sharpie and Allen wrench, X-Acto knife, and then the sandpapers. We start with 600. We go to 8, 1,000, 1,200, 1,500, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 7,000, all the way up to 10,000 grit. And we'll do all that. I've done the, and I've got tape, of course, masking tape to mask off the frets. I've done this process so many times on video before. All you have to do is search on my Facebook page, Fretwork, and it'll pull up the many times. But I'll still go through the basics. I'll just go through each step, what I'm going to do. So that way I won't, you know, show every single, this is the way I do it. I mean, a lot of people do it differently, but this is, I've gotten good results, and the frets just always look amazing after I'm done. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to address the fret ends. I like to do that first. Well, first thing you do is you straighten the neck. And I'll go ahead and do that with the Allen wrench. Straighten it, Allen wrench with the straight edge, and make sure it's completely straight. And that way you won't have any issues. Then I'll look and make sure that all the frets are seated, because sometimes you can get these necks. I buy these necks on Amazon or eBay. They usually run from $35 to $60, all the way up to $80, depends on the headstock and the style of neck. This is a 24 fret Jackson style with the shark tooth inlay, and it's pretty cool. I'm sure it's not mother of pearl, it's probably perloid or something, some other cheaper material, but I do believe that's real rosewood. So, like I said, first thing I'll do is I'll go through and make sure that all the frets are seated, because sometimes you get these necks and there might be a fret or two that's not seated. And if it's not seated, you just take your fret, I've already looked in there, they're pretty seated. You would take your hammer and carefully tap them back into place, and maybe add some super glue if it's not cooperating. And then I'll address the fret ends with my StuMac fret end file. And I don't know if you've ever seen one of these before. I'm sure if you're watching this page, then you've had familiarity with doing fret work or had it done, had a Luther do it. Which I like to do all my own, because I used to take them to Luther's and spend all this money, and then you get it home and have a bad fret or two. So that's just mother necessity, the mother invention right there. So I learned how to do it myself, and I've done hundreds and hundreds of fret leveling, crowning, and polishing. So it's like almost second nature to me now. But it is a learning curve. But you can see at the end of this fret, they got a sharp end, and then you got a round end. And then you just kind of address your frets, and you can go online and see how to do it, but I do it at an angle, and I like to take all the corners off, because as you can see, when you first get these necks, the fret ends are pretty much just hammered in place. A lot of times there's high frets. I remember on this one, when I was checking out the doing a string test on the Sonic the Hedgehog guitar, you can tell there was like a high fret on the first, second string on the first, second fret. So I mean, it's not a problem. We'll take care of it. Didn't seem too bad. But yeah, all right, let me do that first. Let me straighten the neck and then address the fret ends, and we'll be right back. All right, did the fret end files, made sure the neck was nice and straight. I just wanted to show you how the fret ends look now compared to the way they look, if it'll focus for me. Let's see if I can get out close. Yeah, I try to do it with as minimal tool marks as possible. I mean, you're always going to get a little bit of tool marks. It's kind of hard to avoid, but yeah. Just around the fret ends, and they feel nice. Yeah, no sharp edges, no burrs. Wow, it feels pretty good. All right, so next step is going to be to tape off the fretboard. So I got my masking tape, and I'll go ahead and tape everything off, get my X-Acto blade, and we'll see you when I get that done. Okay, see you in a sec. All right, got all the frets taped off, and the reason anybody would do this was to protect the rosewood fretboard from the sandpaper and the files or whatever. So just kind of puts a layer barrier. Okay, so the next step is going to be to mark the frets with my Sharpie, and I like to cut the tip a little flat on the side. That way it marks it easier. So let me go ahead and mark them, and I'll be right back. Okay, got all the frets marked. Very good. All right, so what now I'll do is I'll get my leveling beam. I like to use the leveling beam. Not sure how many inches it is. It's probably about 6-inch leveling beam. You can get longer ones, shorter ones, but I like using this one. It's kind of like a middle size. Like I said, I got fresh 320 grit sandpaper on there, and I'll gently sand down the frets and make them level to each other. That way, if there's any high frets, they'll be level to each other, and we get to see where the marking, or the marker actually is off the frets, as you'll see how much was taken off on each fret where the high low frets is. I mean, you can normally go through in the beginning and get an estimate, but I know there's bad frets, so it's not necessary at this point. But I'll do that when I get done leveling to make sure everything is perfect. So let me go ahead and level the frets, and we will be back in a little while. All right, see you in a bit. Okay, I just wanted to show you, I did a few passes, just a few quick passes, and you can definitely see where the low fret was. Remember, there was a buzz on when I did the sound test, and you can see how the tops of these frets, there's been material taken off, but not so much on this one. So this was a low fret. So you take down all of the frets to where there's like a pretty consistent line that where the marker had been taken off, and then I'll go through, like I said, and do the rocker arm. But I'll go ahead and continue filing, and I'll be right back. Alright, finished filing, and you want to take as least material as possible. And you see when you file, you get the fret dust that comes off. It's just this is just metal that you're taking off each fret. And let me go ahead and clean this off real quick, and you can see to where this fret took down quite a bit. Just make it so it's you want to try to get as little material off as possible, because you want these frets to not have a refret or anything. So looks pretty good. So I'll double check this, and then we'll go ahead and mark them again. But let me double check real quick, and then I'll get my rocker arm, and you take it on both sides with both hands, and then you rock, and then you go to each fret, and it's shaped like this because each side, the frets get closer and closer, and you have to adjust so you have a straight edge, and theoretically all the sides are completely straight. So when you do the rocker arm, like I said, with both hands, if there's a high fret, you'll feel it rocking like a teeter-totter. So I'll go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. Alright, I went through and checked with the rocker arm, and all the frets are completely level to themselves. Alright, next step is going to be to mark them again, so let me go mark them. I'll be right back. Okay, got all the frets remarked. Okay, we don't need that anymore. Okay, so the next step is going to be to actually... Alright, when we leveled the frets, they were round originally. They were round shaped. Just like a round. And now that we filed down the top and made them all level and play perfectly, now there's going to be more of a trapezoid shape on the frets, and it's not desirable because they're all different shapes, because you took different amounts of material off of each fret. So what you're gonna do now is, the way I like to do it, there's many ways you can do the crowning of the frets. I've seen people with triangle files, each side and then the other side, and that takes a lot of finesse, and that takes a really long time, and it makes it really perfect and everything like that. But I like these centered Z files you can get from StuMac. I think they're like $100 each. They're fairly pricey, but they've got two different sides. One side's for the wider frets, and one side's for the shallower, narrower frets, because sometimes you have extra jumbo, medium, and then there's spacings and all that. But anyway, so with the Z file, there's like a diamond fiber inside there. I don't know if you could see it up close. And and it hits the frets from both sides at the same time, and you never actually hit the top of the fret. And there's different fret files you can use that are rounded and concave shaped, and you can do all of that, but I prefer these ones because you do both sides at the same time. So what you do is you go ahead and just gently rock back and forth, and then you'll see like where the marker is taken off on the sides, and you want to get a consistent line all the way up and down the frets. And I usually start from the 24th fret and work my way all the way to the front, and then you'll see. So let me go knock that out, and we'll be right back. Alright, back. I've done several frets, and I just wanted to tell you, show you something. See how the line in the center is all pretty much consistent? These are the frets I've done, and obviously I haven't done these frets yet. And I wouldn't say this process is very kind of crucial, because it'll determine how well the neck plays when you're done. This isn't an easy process, but it's not extremely difficult. There is a learning curve when you're using the file, because you don't want to put too much pressure. You want to just do minimal pressure, and you don't want to go too hard on the ends, because you'll start to see, I haven't done it yet, but occasionally I'll accidentally, to where you'll make it smaller at the very end, and you don't want to really do that. So I just want to say be careful with that. So alright, so let me finish all the frets. This will probably take a little bit of a while, and we'll see when I get that done. Oh, one last thing I forgot to mention. A lot of people use a cradle, or they'll put the neck in, like, StuMac makes these they're like corkboard, and they like hold the neck in the position, and I do have that in my fretwork file, or fretwork bag. I do have that kind of contraption, but I found that I like it better when it's not really on a on a platform, because that way I can really get into the frets and see exactly, try to make them as even as possible. So to each his own. I mean, everybody does it differently, but I'm just showing you how I do it. So I just like to have the neck free feel, and that way I can use both hands, and then really concentrate on getting all the lines even. So alright, we'll see in a little bit. Alright, got all of the frets crowned perfectly, and remember I mentioned earlier you got to be careful about the ends. I only did one, and it's not too bad on the second fret here, if you can see it. Let me try to get close. Just got a little too close on the edges there, because it just put a little bit too much pressure, but it should be fine. Worst case scenario, you could always take your file and file it down again, but nah, I don't think it's necessary. It's really not too bad. But yeah, you try to get all these lines that are left pretty much the same shape, and I'll go through and make sure they're pretty much similar in size, and this just helps with tuning, stability, and everything like that. Okay, so the next step is, now we've crowned the frets, we put more of a uniform trapezoid half triangle on the top of the frets, and now we want to make them round again. So this is my method, and a lot of people do it a lot of different ways, and I guess I stress that way too much. But so what I do is I start with the lower grit sandpaper, and then I start working on the ends. Like, I'll go on the ends all the way up, then I'll go on this side all the way the other side, then I'll do side to side, and then I'll do back and forth. and I'll do that with all different grits of sandpaper. And what you do is you round and you make each one of the frets round again, and you really don't take too much off the top, so you know, it works. And you'll see when I get that done. Let me show you how they look now, crowned and everything. And then they'll be nice and shiny when you finally get up to 10,000 grit. And this is the longest, takes the longest amount of time. And I was going to mention that I recommend, if you're going to get into guitar making, that you actually learn how to do this process. It's the less glamorous part of guitar making. It's not fun per se, but it is therapeutic. It does take a learning curve to do it right, but I recommend doing it, because what really sucks is, for me, when you spend all this work on a guitar and you actually take it somewhere to have your guitar's frets worked on by a professional luthier like I have, and sometimes you could drive like an hour each way, so it's like a 4-hour trip, and then you get the neck home and then they just did shoddy work. A lot of times these luthers don't, or they leave dings, they'll come past the fret with the file and then go ahead and then hit, and then there'll be dings all over your neck, and they don't tell you that. And, people just, I always say that if you want something done right, do it yourself. So I learned how to do it, and because I've got so many guitars. I mean, I've literally got probably about 200-300 guitars right now. So this just helps out. All right, so let me go ahead and knock that out. Start with 600 grit, and then we'll see when it's all over. See you in a little bit. All right, all the frets have been leveled, crowned, and polished, and they're looking awesome. Yeah, I'll show you. Let me take off the tape, clean up all the fret dust, and get cleaned up myself. Yeah, this is somewhat, like I said, somewhat of a long, dirty process, but it's so worth it, and it's so crucial. Yeah, the way I do it, the frets come out brilliant. So, all right, so let me get that done, and we'll see you in a sec. All right, show you the end results. Yeah, wow, awesome, looking good. Yeah. You can see how they're rounded, the frets now. They're no longer trapezoid shape. So, looking pretty good. Alrighty. Next step is going to be to tape off the neck, and then we're going to apply some silver paint on the top of the headstock and make it look great. Alright. And the way I clean off the fret dust, especially on a raw neck, I just use, get a rag, and then I get some rubbing alcohol usually. You can use like any kind of sanitizer or anything like that, and it should be okay for the wood. And then just clean up all the fret dust, because fret dust tends to get stuck to everything. So you can still see there's a little bit still there, but all right. So let me get the neck taped up and prepare it for paint. It looks pretty cloudy outside today, but it's not rainy at all. Hopefully not. We could always go in the garage and paint that stock. So. Alright, and we'll see you when I get taped up. See you in a minute. Alright, back, got the neck taped up. I always just like to use just some regular paper towel and fold it a certain way. And I like to stick a little bit of tape to cover the end of the truss rod. That way it doesn't get any paint in there, not that it would really matter. And tape up the back. And I always like to leave a little bit of a lip for the paint. It just gives it a little cool look. Alright, so let me go outside. Normally I would, you could put some primer on there. I think it's raw paint, so it's going to suck in some of the paint, and we'll see how it goes. Worst case scenario, if it starts sucking it in and looking kind of, a little bit bad, then I can always go multiple layers. I'm going to go multiple layers in the body anyway, so there's no rush. So, alright, so let me put some silver paint on there, and we will be back in a little bit. You know what? Come to think of it, I might just go ahead and put some primer. I don't know. We'll see. Put some primer first, let that dry for a day or two, and then do some silver. Seeing how there's really no rush, because the body's got to fully cure before I can do anything else anyway. So we'll see. All right, we'll see in a little bit. All right, stripped off the the coat of silver. All right, let me apply some wood grain filler, and we'll be back in a minute. All right, just a quick update. Yeah, I put some silver on there, and I kind of figured I should have did the primer. As you can see, the paint kind of sucked into the body, which is fine. Once this dries, I'll sand it flat and smooth and make it pretty, and then go with another round. Yeah, this will actually dry really a lot flatter than it looks right now. It's just when it's in the drying process, it looks kind of ugly. Yeah, because I didn't treat the wood. I should have put some primer
but it's too late now. But this is not a problem. This is just gonna sand smooth. Yeah, you'll see. Like I'll take a picture of it in a day, or like actually in an hour, and it'll look rough, but it'll look all flat. You know what I mean? It's just not this. It's in the drawing. It's like draining into the pores of the wood. I should have known, but yeah, well, I did know, and I just wanted to take a chance. But now I know on these raw necks that I'm just gonna have to do some primer coats first. But like I said, this is not a problem. This will dry, and then I'll sand it, and I'll put some more paint on there. That's a good thing I'm learning about paint. My painting journey is that any kind of mess up on a paint you can fix. And this isn't necessarily a mess up thing. It's just that the wood is gonna suck it in. So I'll take the tape off and then let it dry, and then I'll tape it up. Well, I'll leave the leave the covering on the neck itself, but I'll just retape the neck in a day. And yeah, actually, I might come before I post this. I might actually come back in an hour, and you'll see it'll look completely flat, but it'll be a little a little textured, a little bumpy. But yeah, once all this. Because I did put quite a few layers on there because I knew it was going to drain in there, but that's fine. It's funny how you evolve when you do guitars, because I remember like maybe a year or two ago, if I seen something like that, I'd be like freaking out. I'm like, oh my god, and actually strip all that off and then do it again. But I ran out of paint. I got to get some more paint anyway, but yeah, this is not a problem. So alright, let's probably conclude, unless I do another post on the after this dries a little bit. Then I'll just upload this one, and then we'll see. This will conclude. And of course the body's still curing. Yeah, luckily the body, but I did primer on the body. I didn't do any primer here, so note to me. So we'll see you soon. Alright, this is actually turning out a little bit more textured than what I'd prefer. I mean, I could sand it, but then I'm going to have to fill it anyway again. So I'm just going to go ahead and get the paint thinner out. And I'm going to take off this layer, and actually I'm going to put some wood grain filler on the top. Some of my wood grain filler, that stuff right there. And then let that dry, then sand that smooth, and then go with a coat of primer like I should have done. And then we'll go with the silver. I got to buy some new silver, another can of silver anyway. So let me go ahead and get the paint thinner out and strip that off, and we'll be right back. Alright, applied a layer of wood grain filler, and I'll let this cure. And then I'll probably put about 3 light coats on there. And then once that dries really good, then I'll sand it smooth. And then we'll go with some 2-in-1 primer coats. And that'll be so much better. That's what I should have did to begin with. But, 2020, right? Alright, we'll see in a little bit. And while we're waiting for the first layer of the wood grain filler to cure, let me show you what I did to the back cover plates. I had the idea of rounding the this part right here, and then leaving this flat, but still sanding it smooth, and then making it so it's not sharp. But yeah, I did that with the I took off the protective plastic and then rounded, as you can see. See if I can get it. So until it gets to this point where it becomes sharp again. And I think that'll add a really cool dimension. See how it's like sharp here or sharp down here, and then I rounded it on the hole. So that's cool, and I'll do that with the other piece too. And then I'll I think I can coat these directly, because I don't think these need primer because they're plastic, and that paint bonds to plastic. So alright, we're getting ready to apply another layer on the wood grain filler. Alright, see you in a sec. Alright, here we go with a second attempt. I got the wood grain filler sanded smooth, and all the pores are filled. Got it taped up again, so let me go with some 2-in-1 Krylon this time. And I think the results are going to be a lot better. Alright, we'll see you in a little bit. Alright. Note to self, very successful second attempt. I want to show you the absolute difference. Yeah, this is it's like 300-degree difference. Yeah, this will work. What I did the first time around with that silver paint is not gonna work. Yeah, so I'll let this settle. You know, even though I've been doing this quite a long time now, you always learn. I mean, I knew this. I mean, I knew to do this, but I thought I'd just not to necessarily cheat, but just to have the quicker, just to just to throw a coat of silver on there. But yeah, it's better to do it the way you're supposed to do it. So, all right. So this concludes progress on the Sonic the Hedgehog electric guitar build for today. All we got to do is wait for this to dry for a day. Next step's going to be the silver coats. And I don't think I'll need to sand any of the silver because it turned out so perfectly. And then the blue, anodized blue clear coat. And then my logo, I think I'm going to do chrome logo on this one, seeing how, it's going to be chrome hardware. So I'll do a chrome logo. And then the 2K clear coat over that, just over the headstock. And I'll leave the neck bare. So, alright, hope everybody's having a good Thursday night. And we will see you tomorrow to begin work on the, continue work on the gizmo. Alright, and we'll see you in a little bit. See you soon. Good morning, everybody. It's January 3rd, 2023, and it's time to continue work on the Sonic the Hedgehog electric guitar build. Alright, so I got a fresh can of silver paint. Awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and put some layers on the back cover plates. Still got to sand this one like I demonstrated before. I rounded the edges from this side and then left the sharp bits, but still sanded the front but sharp, so it'll blend in. Then I got to retape the headstock neck, make sure it's nice and flat with the primer's been setting for a couple days, and they're going to get some silver coats. Alright, so let me go ahead and sand on this and take off the scratch cover plates, and I'll be right back. Alright, got both access panel plates sanded how I like. You see on the left side there, it's rounded, and then it gets sharp. And I'll blow, make sure there's nobody, but it's going to be time for some paint. Alright, we're going to do some silver. Some coats of silver on here. Try to make them look perfect. Alright, we'll see in a little bit. Alright, we have successful silver application base coats. Man, I remember how bad it looked the first time around. Yeah, that's way better. Alright, so we've got success there. And the back access pedometer covers, and then the bridge back plate. It's looking pretty good. There was a little something that kind of landed in it right there, and I had my finger on it, but I think that should be fine. Once the clear coat goes over the top and then the 2K over that, it should be completely vanished. So I'll probably do 2K over all these pieces too. So, alright, this will conclude. Well, I'm going to actually do some sanding on the body today. I'm not going to do any paint because I'm going to sand and let it set for a day and then touch up the silver paint. So, and I'll probably do that on Lisa's Simpson guitar today too. So, let's get that going and we will see you in a little bit. Alright, just inside from sanding the body on the Sonic the Hedgehog electric guitar build, and I got rid of all the lines and imperfections, and this finish is going to be flawless. See if I can get this without banging anything, but I have to go to this side. Yeah, there we go. So I spent some good time sanding certain spots. I didn't think certain spots needed, but definitely the spots where you could see through the line, those are gone from the panels from the boards. Yeah, that's pretty much gone. Can't see them anymore. And when I put another layers of paint. So I'll let this dry for a couple days because normally I would go straight to paint, but I've learned that it starts reacting because some ways you activate the paint again when you sand on it. So gonna let that dry for a few days and then we'll go with another round of silver and then let that dry for a week. It's a long process on that one. And then we'll go with anodized blue if that turns out, because this is perfect. And those two are perfect. So those are set for the anodized blue. But we're going to have to go another round of silver on this one and then wait for the anodized blue. Alright, so that concludes today's progress on the Sonic the Hedgehog guitar build. And I picked up a... Actually, I was going to go with a 15.6 ohm K rating on the pickup, but I found the exact same pickup. And I'm going to use the lesser one, but it's still pretty hot. I'm going to use a 17 in that bad boy. So that's going to be, woo, it's going to be smoking. All right, and next is to start working again on the Lisa Simpson electric guitar. So I'm going to sand that like I sanded this. Cleaned all my, oh, still got a little bit from touching that. I got to go wash my hands so I don't decontaminate different projects. I'm going to scrub clean, almost like I'm a surgeon. Going into surgery, I'm going to make sure I'm fresh when I start the new one. So I'm going to sand the body color, and I think I'm going to have to put some wood grain filler in certain spots. And then we'll get that one going again. All right, so we'll see you in a little bit.
Good afternoon, everybody. It is January 5th, 2023, and it's time to continue work on the Sonic the Hedgehog electric guitar. Remember how a couple days ago we sanded everything smooth, this silver coat? We're going to go ahead and apply another round of silver. Got my half can of silver left over from the headstock and the back cover plates. So we're going to go ahead and put some silver, second round, and make it look good and prepare it for the anodized blue. We'll do that another day. We'll let this second round go for a week, and if we don't need to sand it again, then we can go out with the anodized blue. But all right, let me get some paint on here and we'll see you in a little bit.
All right, successful application of the second coat of silver, and it turned out pretty awesome. No reactions, no drips, no nothing. It just went really smooth. I don't want to take it off the hanger for right now, but it looks pretty good. Okay, we'll let this set for a full week, and then we'll go ahead and do the tinted blue, clear coat with the blue, anodized blue. So all right, hope everybody's having a good day, and we will see you soon with this one. We'll see you in a little bit. Good morning, everybody. It's January 10th, 2023. Time to continue work on the Sonic the Hedgehog electric guitar build. You recall we had the silver coat. Today we're going to try to do some anodized blue coating. We're going to spray the back cover plates and the headstock first and see how that goes. Make sure we don't get any reaction from the paint, because we could always fix that if we need be. Then if we get adventuresome, we can apply some to the body. So this is where the magic happens. This is where it's going to look really cool. So fingers crossed, and we'll see when I get some color. We're going to be using Metal Cast by Dupe Color, anodized blue. All right, we'll see you in a little bit. All right, here we are outside. I got a brand new respirator mask. I had to get a new one. The old one was getting pretty crusty. So, all right, we're going to apply some color and we see how it goes. All right, fingers crossed on this one. See you in a little bit.
All right, we have very successful application of the blue color. Oh, that is amazing. It looks a little darker on camera, so I'm going to take it off the hanger. It's had a few minutes to dry, but let me get it in the light and I'll show you. See if I can do this. I don't want to bump it. It's so good. All right. Look at that. Let's see if the camera, yeah, there you go. Wow, look at that. And I'll touch up in the crevices with the color, with some extra paint that I have. But wow, look at that. That anodized blue is something else. I don't know if the camera is picking up the color. Oh, it's such a rich silvery blue, and it turned out good. No, I have got no issues with it whatsoever. And when the 2K clear coat goes over the top, it's just gonna be amazing. Looks like there's a little bit of a spider web there. That's all right. From when I walked in the back there, yeah. Definitely a spider web. That's alright. Spider web can be. But, wow. That looks awesome. Alright, let me go put this on the hanger in the house. And I'll take some more pictures. And when the 2K clear coat goes over it, it's going to make everything uniform and glossy. And I got to do the other colors, of course. The flesh tone, the white, the black. And then touch up all the cracks with the... it's just going to look so cool. Alright, and we'll see you in a little bit. Alright, and I want to show you the headstock, how good that turned out. Yeah, it looks awesome. And then I'll touch up.
And when I put I think I'm going to go with the Chrome logo and then 2K clear coat over that. So that's pretty cool. I got it on the hanger. Don't want to bump it, touch it, but this paint dries really quickly. I bet this paint's already dry to the touch. And then the back cover plates. Pretty cool. And I like that it's not completely uniform, because it's you know, Sonic's hair, so it's not going to be like a solid color. It gives it like a, and there was a little bit of a drip in the top there, the corner, but I think once the 2K goes over it, you won't even notice, and it's just the back cover plate. So all right, let's see if I can get some footage of it inside the house without bumping anything accidentally, because this is a little bit of a different lighting. It's not direct sunlight, but you can see the anodized color. And like I said, I like the fact that it's not completely uniform. That definitely adds to the whole overall color of the... That is just so cool. Alright, yeah. It's hard to hold it this way. But, yeah. Alright, and we will see you shortly. Let me hang this back. Just one more quick update on the Sonic the Hedgehog electric guitar build. I did have a little extra 2K clear coat from doing the Gizmo electric guitar, and so I went ahead and covered the back cover plates with the 2K clear, and I just wanted to show you how cool it turned out. Yeah, it definitely brings out the color, and I don't think I'll have any problem doing the body with the 2K clear coat, but I'm going to make sure that, because this has been curing the same amount of time as the body, and it did well. And I think I coated these two bits probably about 3-4 days ago. So yeah, so just wanted to show you how cool they turned out. Yeah, definitely that 2K clear coat is amazing. So, and I might elect to go with 2 cans of 2K, seeing how I've got 5 cans left over. Usually I order the 2K clear coat in a case, because you get a better deal that way on Amazon. A case is probably like $110, and you can do, you know, it's pretty cool stuff, but it's real toxic, so you have to be really careful when you spray it, and you have to make sure you're protected. So again, hope everybody has a good night, and we will see you soon. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. It's Friday the 13th, January 13th, Friday, 2023. And it's time to continue working on the Sonic the Hedgehog electric guitar build. And as you can see, we got the Cricut machine out, and we are getting ready to do some logo. And I got my logo on Design Space. So, and initially I thought to go with the Chrome logo. This the blue, which is the film, but it's Chrome logo. But I think I'm going to go with white. I think white would be the safer bet, and I think it'll look actually cool with the white bits on the guitar. And Chrome would be cool, but I think white would probably set it off better. I mean, the Chrome does have the Chrome hardware, but I think the Chrome hardware with the white logo, I think it would look more professional, I guess. Chrome would look cool, but I think we're going to go with the white. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and print out. I think this size might be good. Go ahead and print it out, get everything ready, and we'll be back in a bit. Alright, got the logo in the center there. It's going to be pretty cool. And I'm going to do Made in the USA on to the right there. And let me get that going, and I'll see you in a sec. Alright, successful application of the inlay. Whew. I had to shift it around a couple times. You're like dealing with a microscopic level stuff and got my really close specs. To get the spacings just right, you have to place in each individual letter, but sometimes it just works out good. Yeah, that's perfect. So, and I compared it to the other similar headstock logos that I've done on similar headstocks, and so, alright, so next step will be putting the 2K clear coat over this, but I'm going to wait until after I get all the base color paints done. Whew, made a little bit of a mess. So this will conclude today's progress on the Sonic the Hedgehog electric guitar. But yeah, headstock logo is in place. Alright, well, everybody's having a good weekend, and we will see you soon. Hey, how's everybody doing? January 11th, 2022, and it's continuing work on the Sonic the Hedgehog electric guitar build. And as you can see, I've got the first layers of colored paint, and it turned out pretty cool. Yeah, I got it on the hanger. I don't want to risk bumping anything, so you can get a pretty good visual. It's just the first coats, of course, so they're very light, and the only thing in the back that has any color is just the ear bit. But yeah, oops, I gotta make sure the phone's turned the right way. Hold on a second, had you upside down there for a second. But yeah, there we go. Maybe I could take it off and just being very careful because there's just so much in here. All right, a little bit of better light. There you go. Oh yeah. And like I said, it's just the first layers, but it's starting to come to shape. The black nose. Alright. And you can see the anodized blue. It's just killer. Alright, we'll continue working on this one, and we'll see you in a bit. Good evening, everybody. It's time to continue. Just want to show you another update on the Sonic the Hedgehog electric guitar build. All the base color paints have been applied, and it is looking amazing. Yeah, I think this should be good enough as far as it's been like 4 or 5 coats of the colors that I've added, and it does look pretty cool. I love the anodized blue. And next step is going to be to let this cure for probably about 4 days or so, just to make sure all the paint is completely dry. And then we'll go with a can of 2K clear coat, and we'll let that dry for a couple days, and then we'll determine whether or not to go with a second coat, or second can of 2K clear coat. But I just wanted to show you real quick. It does look amazing. Colors are vibrant and bright, so that'd be pretty cool. All right, hope everybody had a good weekend, and we will see you soon. And we will continue work on this very cool guitar. All right, we'll see you in a sec. Good morning, everybody. It is January 20th, 2023, and it's time to continue work on the Sonic the Hedgehog electric guitar build. We are going to go with some 2K clear coat, 1 can, and see how it goes. We're going to start with the headstock. Do believe the paint has time on the body. We're going to put a can of 2K clear coat today. I do believe that all the layers of all the other paint have had sufficient enough time, so hopefully we don't get any reaction. Fingers crossed, especially on the black little bits. You just never really know. I'll start with really light coats, and then I'll dust the whole can, but yeah. That's the plan, and if it goes well, we might even put a little 2K on Miss Lisa Simpson guitar too. But alright, so we'll start working on this. I'm going to concentrate on that outside, so I'll see you when it's over. Fingers crossed. Alright, just a quick update on Sonic the Hedgehog electric guitar. First can of 2K clear coat has been applied, as you can see. And it actually did react a little bit to a couple spots, if the camera will focus in. There's one there. You can see where it's not completely flush. But I actually kind of like that it did respond. It reacted a little bit more in the back. I just did it like, 10-15 minutes ago, so it's still kind of curing, so I don't want to get too close to it. But I actually like that it almost gives it like a reptilian, as you see, if I can get close enough to where you can see it, a little of the finish. I'm going to go with a second can, and it'll cover it and make it completely smooth. It did react on the headstock quite a bit. I'll have to show you that in a sec. Let me just see if I can swing this around a little bit, but yeah. And it did react on the flesh tone just a little bit here and there. You really can't really see it, but let me hang this up real carefully. And the second can, I kind of like the fact that it's not definitely reacted. I did go with the second round, so see how it's smooth. But if you look close into the finish, it did kind of a crackle, small miniature crackle effect But I actually kind of like that. Like I said, it's gives it kind of a unique element because, you know, the color itself wasn't uniform to begin with as far as the anodized blue, and it didn't do it to the point to where, you know, you can see through the blue at all. It just barely scratched the surface, so that's actually pretty cool. So I think that's a happy accident. I mean, I like it. What do you think? What are your comments? See how it kind of gave it a little bit of a texture? And from a distance, you can't tell at all, of course. You'd have to really look up close. But yeah, I really like that. The fact that with the second can, and we'll see how the second can goes. I might even go a third can. We can just see how it goes. But all right, well, we'll see you in a little bit. There'll be a conclusion on this guitar for today. But all right, I'll see you in a bit. Good morning, everybody. It is January 26, 2023. And then I got another quick update for you on the Sonic the Hedgehog electric guitar build. Yesterday I applied the second can of 2K clear coat to the body, the neck, and the parts, the back cover plates. And I just wanted to show you how amazing it turned out. Wow, that is just so good. I did it yesterday afternoon, so it's had a little bit of time to cure. But wow, that is almost perfect. And the neck turned out really well. I really like the way that turned out. Look at that. Yeah, I think I'm starting to get the hang of the painting. It's taken quite a while. It's definitely a tricky process to master, that's for sure. Especially when I have just the basics. Wanted to show you. I'll take it off the hanger here in a sec, but I just wanted to show you on the hanger how it looks. Oh wow, it just was perfect. A couple bugs flew into here and there, but I was able to get them off without any effect at all. And that's always a plus. Let's see if I could do this one-handed. I want to take extra care and not do anything to jeopardize the finish. Wow, look at that. All right, let me put the camera down. I'll be right back. All right, reposition my hand, so no worries there. And I got it safely on my body there. I just wanted to show you. Wow, look at that. That just turned out amazing. Not too bad from some slats of wood in the garage, huh? Wow, that is just so amazing. Okay, so we're gonna let this cure for probably about 3 more days or so. And then we're ready for assembly. The Sonic the Hedgehog electric guitar build is getting close. So, yeah, the camera's really not picking up the anodized blue, how rich it really truly looks. Yeah, maybe a little bit there, but wow, the anodized color is just amazing. So glad I chose that color for this build. Because I had the cans of paint anyway, and I figured I'd use them up, so. Alright. So this is just a quick update on the Sonic the Hedgehog electric guitar build. Look at that. Wow, that is just so good. Can't wait to put it together. And right now it's fingerprint free, so it looks really well, really good. Look at that. Oh wow, that is just so amazing. Alright, hope everybody's having a good middle of the week. I'm gonna hurry up and put this on a hanger. I don't want to jeopardize anything I've done. But yeah, wow, that looks just amazing. Alright, and we'll see you shortly. Good morning, everyone. It is January 29th, 2023, Sunday. About 7:25 in the morning, and as you can see, it is time to put together the Sonic the Hedgehog electric guitar. And I am so excited for this one. And as per usual, let me show you in this room how well the 2K clear coat turned out. As you can see, this room has the really cool lighting. And oh yeah, it looks really good. I am so happy with the finish. And the nice blue. I've definitely got to do more guitars like that with that color. Alright, so it does look pretty cool. Wow, I am so happy. This is the fun part of it all. Fun and stressful at the same time, but I've had the second can of 2K clear coat curing for about 4 days, so we should be good to go. And always, per usual, the first thing is do is going to be to install the post for the bridge. Actually, there you go, making the popping with my noise. I might actually decide this time to because I'm gonna put the claw. I'm gonna solder the ground wire to the claw before I put it in. Yeah, I gotta remember to do that. But all right, so let me go ahead and install the bridge posts, and we'll be right back. It does look amazing, huh? Yeah, amazing. All right, successful install of the bridge posts. It looks pretty killer. Yeah, I feel kind of bad. I'm gonna put a whole bunch of fingerprints. It's fingerprint free right now, but these wipe off pretty easy. All right, so let me get the bridge out, get it configured, get some springs on there. Actually, before that, let me go ahead and solder a ground wire to the claw and get that done. All right, we'll be right back. Got the bridge out. I'm gonna go with 3 springs this time. Got the claw, the ground wire soldered to the claw. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the bridge in and put some screws on and just put a little light screw in of the screws, and we'll see when I get that done. Alright, I got the bridge installed with the claw on the back. Let me show you that. Just temporarily, and I fish through the ground wire through the top and then to the pedometer cavity. Alright, so now let's figure out the pickup. Let me get the pickup out and put it in the space, and I didn't drill any holes prior. I'll do that now. So let me get the pickup out. It's looking pretty killer. I love that chrome hardware. It's looking good, and my fingerprints, I knew that I was going to put a bunch of fingerprints on here. So alright, smooth so far, so we'll see in a sec. Alright, successful installation of the pickup, and I used black screws to match the bridge, black and silver, so that's perfect. Okay, so next step is going to be to wire up the input jack and then feed it through and then wire it through, and then we'll turn it over and then I'll show you all the the wires and everything like that, and then we'll start wiring it up. Yeah, it's going pretty smooth. I always love it when it's no events. So fingers crossed on this one. See a little bit. Alright, successful installation of the input jack. That was somewhat intense. I was successful with no ill effects, and I actually bought these kind of wrenches specifically for the input jack and for the strap button on the angle. So whew, that was intense. I swear I was like holding my breath because you had to go, you can't really, these wrenches really don't fit. I mean, a regular wrench or screwdriver would no way fit, so there's just barely enough room to, anyway, so nothing. So alright, so flip it over and start figuring out the wiring. Alright, we'll see in a little bit. Alright, we are ready for the wiring. This is the wiring diagram that I'm going to use. Push-pull coil split and the one-tone volume and the tone. Here's my volume and my tone, my push-pull pot, the ones I love to use. Alright, so let me go ahead and set this up. I'm going to add the capacitor to the tone knob and then do all the wiring, pre-wiring on the push-pull pot. Alright, we'll see and get that done. Alright, pre-wired my push-pull pot with the various needs. My tone knob with the capacitor and my leads, and then my kill switch. So, sorry, we got all those pre-wired, so I'm going to protect everything really well, and we're going to go ahead and wire this up according to this wiring diagram right here. Should be straightforward, bada boom, bada bang. Fingers crossed, nothing happens, we'll see in a little bit. Alright, successful wiring. I do believe I did it correctly, so no need to wait on this test. I'm going to go ahead and install everything through the body of the guitar, and I'll see when I get that done. Alright, hopefully it goes easy and well. See you in a little bit. Alright, successful wiring, successful placement of the pedometers and the kill switch. Alright, so now we're going to flip it over and do a full-on test. Make sure that the wiring is done correctly, and we'll see in a sec. Alright, got it flipped over, got a hot lead. Go ahead and plug it in, see if I can do this with one hand. I might not be able to. A little nervous. Yeah, I'll be right back in a second. Alright, got it plugged in. Okay, the kill switch, I've got forward position being on, back position being off. Okay, the tone knob, the volume. Okay, let's start as always, the volume completely off. And we shouldn't get any sound at all, which we don't. Moment of truth. Oh no. Oh, maybe I got the... Nope. Let's see. Nothing. Oh, that's not good. Hold on a second. Make sure that the input jack is... Let me figure this out. I'll be right back. Alright, just had to jiggle the kill switch a little bit. Because you know, when you solder those, sometimes you melt wire, you know, you melt the actual switch. So I got the volume fully on with both coils engaged. Yep, and then pull it out. We should just get the scratching on the bottom and no scratching on the top. Actually, it's on the top. That's weird. It's on the top and not the bottom. That could actually be pretty cool, actually. I think that's the way it's supposed to be anyway, though. Okay, yeah, so we got the coils active on the top and not on the bottom. It's going to give a definite tonal difference. That's actually, I don't know what I was thinking. But yeah. And then coil unsplit. Got both active. Let's see the tone, see if it changes. Yep, muffled the tone. You're at muffle. And I've got the plastic on there still, so. And then the moment of truth, the kill switch off, nothing. But it's giving a little bit of a hum. I think I hear a hum. That's weird. Definitely the kill switch is acting funny. Okay, let me flip it over and figure out what's going on with that kill. Oh, see, now it's working. Now it's not. Yeah, the kill switch's got an issue. Might have to swap that out, but alright. Now it's on. Now it's off. Yeah, kill switch is definitely giving me an issue. Let me figure that out and see what's going on with that. I'll be right back. But other than that, it's successful wiring. See. Alright, as far as the kill switch goes, I've determined it's working sometimes and other times it's kind of not, but if you jiggle it, it does work. I messed with a little bit with the wires in the back, and I'm just going to let it stay for now. I'm going to order, figures I don't have an extra one, so I'm going to have to order some of those little, you know, they're just little on-off switches. So I'll order some. So let me go ahead and install the volume and the tone knob, and I'll be right back. And I'll be ready to install the back cover plates. Alright, see you in a sec. Alright, install the volume and the tone knob. That looks so cool. Alright. Very cool. Push pull. Oh, split. Yeah. Alright. So now let me get the back cover plates on. Let me get them out and we'll put them on. We'll see in a sec. Alright, got the back pedometer cover plate out and I'm going to carefully install it over the wiring. And then, of course, we'll do the other one later after we get the strings on and everything settled that way. And I did put the strap button on. I was just kind of anxious. I had it kind of in the right position. It's a successful installation. I used my tools there and it helped out tremendously. It wasn't nowhere near as bad as I thought it was going to be. Alrighty, we'll see when I get all that done. Or when I put that on there, and I'll be right back. Alright, carefully installed the back cover plate and it looks wicked. That looks amazing. That is just exactly what I was looking for. Wow. That's pretty cool. And see, remember how it's rounded on this edge and then it's sharper on that edge. But yeah, that's pretty cool. It gives it the overall blending effect. That's pretty killer. Alright, I'm going to go hang this on the hanger or get the neck out and start installing stuff, working on the neck. We'll see in a little bit. Real quick, I just wanted to show you again in the front before I go hang it up. Looks pretty cool. Yeah. Pretty sweet. Alright, let's zoom a little bit. Alright, got the neck out and got the tuning keys. We're going to install tuning keys in the nut. And I clean up my mess, all of the non-essentials. This is Rooster. Rooster says hi. Hello. And this is my other dog. Yeah, I'm a dog. I'm a dog. Anyway, so alright. Gonna install those two things and the 2K clear coat as you've seen earlier. And it just looks awesome. Alright, so let me put that together and we'll be right back. Alright, successful installation of the nut and the tuning keys, and it looks awesome. Yeah, uneventful. You just never know. You could have one of these little itty bitty screws decide to snap on you, and then you've got a whole other problem. But nope, not this time. Alright, as per tradition, put the neck on this side right here. We'll go get the body out and take it off the hanger, and then we'll get these two together and see what we got. Alright, we'll see in a couple minutes. Alright, it's that time. It's time to join the neck to the body. Fingers crossed to go smoothly. I don't predict anything crazy happening, but you just never know. So fingers crossed on this one. We'll see when I get that done. See you in a little bit. Alright, successfully joined the body to the neck. It looks amazing. I know I'm going to say that many times, but this is the most gratifying part of a build. Well, actually, when I get the strings on there, it's going to be next. But yeah, that just looks so killer. Oh wow, that is so awesome. Wow, that is, don't mind all the fingerprints, of course. I'll clean all those up, but man, that is just amazing. Let me show you how it looks. Wow, that is cool. Sonic. Yeah, all right. Hey, me in the mirror. Sweet. All right, so next step is going to be to put the two E strings on. Make sure all my measurements and alignments have been properly calculated. Let me set this back down real quick. Woo! Wow, that is just so cool. Cool. Yeah. Sonic, baby. So cool. Alright, let me put the two E strings on, and fingers crossed everything goes well that way. Okay, we'll see in a little bit. So cool. Alright, peeled off the tape, the protective tape off the pickup, and installed the arm on the Floyd, licensed Floyd Rose. And per usual, I go from 10 to 52, my favorite set of Ernie Ball custom gauge strings. Alright, so let me go ahead and put the two E strings on there, and I'll see you inside. But that just looks cool. It's going to be such an amazing guitar. Alright, see you in a bit. Alright, got the two E strings on, and everything is lined up perfectly. You couldn't get any more centered than that. Look at that. That's just amazing. Wow. That is so cool. Yeah, you can't get any more centered. I mean, it's perfectly centered. So, okay, so let me put the rest of the strings on. And as far as action goes, straight out the gate, I mean, I got it dialed in. Look at that. Wow. And of course I need to, do all the adjusting here and there, but yeah. Alright, we'll see in a little bit. So cool. Alright, got all the strings put on. It looks awesome. I haven't done any kind of brought it to pitch at all or anything like that, but I just wanted to show you. I'm going to clean up my non-essentials mess here, put it on the hanger, and then we're going to get it to pitch, just for the springs, just for the height of the pickup, and if it needs to be shifted in any kind of way, and we'll get that done. But first I'm going to get cleaned up here, and we'll see in a little bit. But yeah, that is just cool, and we got plenty of up and down. The Floyd Rose is definitely locked in perfectly. So all right, and we'll see in a little bit. Pickup day. Whew. Had a little bit of a hiccup there, but I got it going, and I'll show you what happened. But yeah, every guitar has its glitch, but everything's good. So I went ahead with 4 springs. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the back cover plate on real quick, and we'll see after I get that done. See you inside. All right, got the back spring access panel plate installed and the other strap button installed. Alright, let me get dialed in. It looks pretty killer. Whew, it's been a long process. It's like 1:30 right now. We started at 7, so we've been at it for quite a while. Alright, we'll see. Alright, I've been playing with it for like the last half an hour, and it sounds and it plays amazing. Oh my god. Oh, it plays so good. I mean, it's just so... The only glitch I was talking about is eventually I'm going to have to lower the nut a little bit, because let me show you, see if I can get this on camera. See, normally you can just cut nut slots, but with the Floyd Rose, you actually have to, and they account for room right there. See that wood underneath there? Because just on the EAD, it's a little bit too high. You know, you can't. I can actually try to bore that out a little bit. But you know, you've got the locking nut for the Floyd Rose, locking nut for the Floyd Rose, and I'll try to bore this out. I guess it's normally for 9 gauge strings, but I'll make it 10 gauge, a little bit wider, so I'll try to bore that out and try to bring that down, but that's about the only glitch. And there was a little bit of a glitch on the left post. It actually started to come out on me when I was installing the springs, which is not good, and it brought up just a little bit of the paint, but I was able to get some CA glue and tag it down real good, and then secure the post with some CA glue, and so it's perfect. And it still had, you know, I didn't get it in the screws, I just got it where it connects. So, and it's, you can barely see it. I mean, worst case scenario, I can get in there with a fine white gloss and just touch up. See if you can see it. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, that's the only 2 glitches on this guitar so far. But let me go ahead and put the truss rod cover on, and let me show you. I mean, it's hard to tell like that. But alright, so let me do that, and I'll be right back, and I'll turn the camera around, and we'll do a little bit of a sound test. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. Alright, see you in a second. Alright, successful installation of the truss rod cover, and it looks pretty awesome. Yeah, man, I'm glad we're doing this stuff indoors, because here in Central Florida, we are having a total rain day. Isn't that great? Yeah. But, you know, as people say, we needed it, we needed it. I don't need it, but anyway. So, alright, so let me, battery's a little bit low on the phone, but maybe I can get in a sound test real quick. And let me get that going. I'll be right back. Alright, just a quick sound test. I'm kind of running low on battery on the phone, but wow, look at that. That is so cool. Got the truss rod cover installed. Brand new strings, of course, so they're going to be stretching. But it's pretty close to intonated already. I mean, I did a quick intonation when I did a string test, like I always do. And I don't have the locking nuts locked or anything. It sounds amazing. That pickup is just, oh man, I love it. And with the coil split sounds really good. Let's check it out. A little bit out of tune there, but yeah, it figures. Get the camera rolling and then it goes out of tune. Listen to the G, how it rings out. Love this neck. This neck is really like fast. It's just lightning fast. And see how the strap buttons, that's why I always love to do that step prior to any paint, because it's perfectly in. Let's try a little bread fan. Maybe get a little sound test of some bread fan. My fingers are just completely just from all the debris and any. are so dry. Damn, sounds good. Hands. Anyway, a butchered bread van by Metallica. But yeah, turned out really, really good. So as usual, we're gonna let this set for. I'm gonna let it set for the afternoon. It's man, it's 2 o'clock right now, so I've been at it pretty much all the majority of the morning and into the middle of the day. But yeah, it looks pretty killer. Turned out really well. All right, so we'll let this set for a little while, and then I'll do a full-on intonation because I haven't really intonated it at all. The sound that you hear is straight from the we did the original, the initial string test. My hands are so dry. But alright, thank you for watching this today. I might do another post later on today just to get it all intonated. But look forward to the full picture photo shoot. Also the extreme up close and personal video like I always love to do. And then I'll do a complete song demonstration. Not sure exactly what song. I'm just getting used to this, where these buttons are and everything, but let me just unplug it and then show you. Oh man, a little jittery. It's been at it for like 7 hours now. So my hands are like a little bit shaky, but yeah, it's just so cool. So glad I decided to do the back cover plates in the shape of the hair, because it really kind of sets it off and it really kind of blends in. Alright, the Sonic the Hedgehog electric guitar is assembled. Plus I'm trying to rush to show you real quick because the battery's going to die any second now. So, but yeah, look at that. It's pretty cool. I'm glad I put the input jack there. So not too bad for some bread frame slats. Remember that? Remember where this came from? The bed frames slats? And you can turn any piece of wood into a really killer guitar. So, alright, and we'll see you shortly. Alright. Alright, last update for today. Got it hung in its home amongst the recently completed. Thanks again for following me on this build. Stay tuned for all the good stuff, and then we'll be diving straight into the gremlins, and then we've got some other goodies under that towel and with these necks and everything like that. So yeah, so I'll show you. It looks pretty cool. But here we go. I love the colors. So I love that. I have to do some more guitars that anodized blue. I mean, the closest was the blue there, but yeah. And there's one tucked up over there. Alright, hope everybody's having a good day. And we will see you tomorrow to continue. Get it dialed in. But yeah. Amazing. Like I say. It's amazing. Yeah. Colors of the rainbow. guitar making craziness. We'll see you soon.
Hey, how's everybody doing? This is the voiceover for the Sonic the Hedgehog electric guitar build. Wow. What a journey this guitar is. It is January 30th, 2023. And as you know, I do these voiceovers on the fly, so I just kind of look at the video and the pictures on the screen, and I just kind of go with it. Wow, as you see in the video there, the finish really turned out really good. It's the first time I've been successful with the anodized blue finish. I mean, I have used the one-step anodized blue paints before, and I've been successful with that a couple times, but this is the process of, as you've seen the video, you know, you go through the primer, you go through the silver coats of paint, you let that cure, and then you go with the anodized blue, and then the clear coat over that. So yeah, the whole process. And you know, to be honest, the paint did react in certain spots, but so minor. And I think for this particular build, it did kind of like actually enhance the visual of it, because it gave it that imperfect look, and just in certain spots. And you have to get really up close on the guitar to really be able to see this. But man, it's just I love the way this guitar just had the concept of it. Saw this picture online, and it turns out it's a Brazilian band. The guitarist has a guitar that this is influence. This is the main influence. This guitar was influenced by that picture, and it was Sonic the Hedgehog guitar, and it's very similar, and it looks exactly, you know, pretty close to the same. My proportions are a little bit different, and I did the routing and the drumming and everything like that, and made it more 3D to where the original guitar is just painted. So it's the same. It's more or less the same shape, different shape. Because mine's different proportions, but the you know. His is just painted, you know, the paint itself is just, you know, it's on the surface. To where I wanted to do like a 3D version of it. Yeah, in the headstock, it's just that blue, it's just, I love the anodized blue color. And I used those small round tuning keys, and it turned out really good, yeah. But I think the overall appearance of this guitar, the end result is just, it's just so amazing. I say that so much now because I'm so blown away about how, you know, your skills evolve over time. And I mean, I look around the room here where I'm at, and I look at some of the guitars I created like 2 years ago, and my finish and technique has dramatically just increased and just gotten so much better. And I guess if you have that work ethic of just trying to strive to better and perfect a craft. And you know, I'm just started. I mean, there's so many guitars I still want to make. I mean, I definitely don't have any room. So I'd like to maybe get a business going or something like that, to where I sell my creations, but still document them like I do. That pickup right there is just amazing, and it's a licensed Floyd Rose, so it's a pretty decent bridge, you know. But like I was saying, as far as finish and technique, just kind of evolve, and you know, I experiment. Like, there's a lot of experiments with this particular guitar, because as you see in the earlier parts of this video, the guitar is made from wood from old bed frame support wood, you know, wood that was underneath the box spring just to kind of support the bed. And you know, we saved it, and it just been sitting in the garage, and you know, just looking at it one day, and I'm like, you know, I bet I can glue that together and make a guitar out of it. And sure enough, you've seen the video in the beginning parts of the video, and it definitely it's amazing to say amazing again. I say that too much, but yeah, that was kind of tricky, doing the strap buttons that you'd seen and the input jack, you know, to mounting the mounting screws, because you can't get a regular screwdriver in there. So luckily they make a tool. But overall, I really like the way these themed guitars that I've been making lately. I like to make a lot more of these theme type guitars, and there's so many ideas that I have. I mean, recently on Facebook, a couple people mentioned doing like a Kool-Aid Man guitar. So I mean, there's just, it's infinite, the possibilities. And like I've said before in my past voiceovers, that because of the metal method, wow, that looks stunning. That's just
I'm sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. I just looking at this guitar, and this is the uh, extreme up close and personal video, and now we're gonna go right to the photo shoot. And usually I do like a full photo shoot to where I take all the pictures and then I post them on my social media. That way I have both the video and the photo, because I think it gives it such a cool dimension to be able to see the guitar in photos, but also to see it in video. And on my social media, my Facebook and YouTube, of course, I like to post the daily updates of everything I'm doing, and it's just my way of just connecting and sharing what I can, just learning. And I hope people watch my videos and watch my social media and just get inspired that they can do it too. They could just have to just do it. I always say just do it. You want something done right, do it yourself. If you want to learn how to do something, just do it. I mean, life is short. I mean, we're only on this not to sound virtuous or anything, but we're only around for a certain amount of time. It's not infinite. So you just have to make the best of your time. And for me, it's always been about the joy in creation, expressing myself through art. And before I used to paint, draw, and all that stuff. So that's where a lot of this, and what I've learned too is a lot of the skills that I've acquired, they kind of culminate, you know what I mean? So you learn how to paint, you learn how to draw, and see, like, the creation of this guitar is my life's journey of all these different skills that I've acquired over the time that I've tried to pursue these things. Like guitar making, how to put the bridge, where to put the pickups, how to, put the neck pocket, and just it's all a learning process. And the only way to do it, even like doing the frets, leveling, crowning, and polishing the frets, that's a whole process in itself. So it's like when you see like the space shuttle or something like that, and I'm not comparing anything I do to anything that grand, but there's so many working parts, and not one person can have a bead, or even like an automobile, like your car on the driveway. They say that not one person understands every single system, but I believe that you can understand each one of these things enough to be able to come up with something really cool. Like this guitar, for example. I mean, it's just, there's so much involved. I guess I take for granted how much skill that I've actually acquired, because I'm not pompous, I'm not arrogant in any kind of way. I'm really kind of humble, and I so appreciate everybody who watches this. And if you're listening to me now, I so much appreciate you being here and going through this, and just hopefully enjoying or getting inspired and taking something out of what I do. And because that's my main goal. My main goal is to just to share and to bring joy in the world through art and creativity. And there's just so much negative in the world now. It's so polarized with this, that, and the other thing. It's my escape. And I've never really kind of shared this before, but I do have major health problems. Got problems with my heart, and I've got some other things going on. And the way I cope, instead of just, because before I just stew in it, because when you're young you think you live forever, and then one day you wake up and you've got all this stuff going on with your health. And we're all responsible for what we do. If you smoke or if you do all these things, it has consequences. I understand all that, but I guess, I don't know, what I'm really trying to say is just, if you have a passion, you have a goal, you have a dream, if you have anything, whether it be music, art, any, painting, anything in the arts, I mean, it's such a release and a joy. And it's not dependent upon other people, because a lot of times people will let you down. People, you count on people for this, that, or if you rely on someone, a lot of times people will let you down. So the only really person you have in the world is kind of yourself. So you have to kind of, do what you need to do to survive. Because life is short, but it's very difficult. And like I said, the world is just a crazy place right now. So to do something like this, if I could just, escape, because it gives me great joy and great escape from the world. And if somebody watching these videos can just for that brief moment have a little bit of joy and smile and say, wow, that's pretty cool, and then forget about all the craziness in the world. To me, that'd be worth it right there. So, but anyway, I'm just babbling on. Like I said, these voiceovers are completely unscripted. But yeah, the back cover plates right there, that was such a cool. And these things just come to me. I don't necessarily plan anything per se. I mean, some things will come to me in the middle of the night. I'll be just laying there asleep, and then I'll start thinking about, oh, wouldn't that be cool if I did this, that, the other. But yeah, we're coming to the end of the pictures here. But again, I just wanted to say thank you so much for viewing all my art. And if you made it this far and made it to the end of this video, Lord forbid there may be one or two people out there that actually watch it to the end, or not at all. I'm just talking to myself, but that's okay too. So, hope you have a good night. I hope you have a good day. Be good to each other. Love each other. The people that are important to you in life, just go up to them and give them a big hug and a kiss and say, I love you. Just because, like I said, life's short. And with the craziness and the turmoil that things are going through, yeah, I always do these cheesy photos at the end of me with my creations. But, you know, just document at the time where I was at a certain time, and yeah, that's pretty cool. But again, thank you for watching it to the end, and stay tuned. There's so much more to come. I plan on doing so much more, and I've only just begun. And we will see you on the next build. Have a good one. This is Brian Ragland.